Testing, testing. Hey, look at that. Seems to be working. Let's see. Okay, that's not right. Hello, hello, hello. I need an actual thumbnail. Come on, I can set the thumbnail somewhere, but I can't remember where. That's annoying. How do I change the thumbnail? Thumbnail, thumbnail. Let me see. It's here somewhere. Hold on. Is it this? Yeah, there we go. Now we need to change the thumbnail. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Settings. Appearance. No. Expected video resolution is 2560 by 1440. I actually cannot figure out how to change the thumbnail. Mm. I think I fixed the. No, I didn't. Uh, is that better? There we go. I think that's better. It's almost time. I'm trying to change the thumbnail. I can't remember how to do that. Is the picture working? Okay. Is it like stretched and blurry and illegible? It's not a big deal if it is. I'm just curious. I did not have this problem with Twitch. It could output a perfectly fine picture on Twitch. But on YouTube, I cannot figure out how to set it up. Um, okay. How's the picture now? Does it look better? Okay. I know what the issue is. My canvas is too large. I need to fix this now or I'm never going to fix it. But I don't remember how to fix it. Uh, I'm trying to figure out how to change the canvas size. Because my canvas is ultra wide, which it shouldn't be because that makes everything blurry when it streams at normal width. And it worked on Twitch, but I have it set up slightly differently for YouTube, and I can't remember what I did different. Okay, I think I need to close the stream and restart it. So hold on a second. Is it better now? Okay, I think it's better now. I hope it's better now. Um, apparently I can disconnect and then reconnect the stream, and it keeps going. So that's weird. Um, apparently I can disconnect and then reconnect the stream. Oh, it's blurry now? Oh, shit. Mm, no, that's cut off on the top. Maybe I should just make the browser window smaller. Uh, My browser just froze. Hold on a second. Yeah, a bunch of my browser tabs just crashed, which is not surprising. How does the picture look? I have it open. It's still blurry. Let me see if I can get this right. Yeah, a bunch of my browser tabs just crashed, which is not surprising. How does the... Okay, I think that's good enough. What do you think? It's blurry because I have an ultra wide monitor, and so my browser tab, I'm streaming the whole browser tab, and it's way bigger than the canvas. So it's like compressing it weird. I don't know. It looks amazing on my screen, and then I see the stream in the background, and it doesn't look so great. We're gonna watch the video now.
I'm sorry that this response took so long. I wanted to make sure I had...
It took very long. I was thinking that he was not gonna respond at all.
all the facts together before saying anything. Recently, I've been accused by an ex-girlfriend, along with an ex-partner, of non-consensually...
But I will say, it's very, very wise of him to take his time.
filming sexual encounters, being so rough and inconsiderate during sexual encounters that it bordered on assault, encouraging eating disorders, being into age play, along with a litany of other completely baseless, false accusations.
Okay, he's denying the age play thing. I was not sure if he was going to deny that, because that one seems a little open and shut. But okay, let's hear how he responds.
The two women who are accusing me, Sacramento89, real name Rowan, and Left 4 Dead, real name Katie, took to gossip forum Kiwi Farms to post the accusations, along with carefully cherry-picked screenshots to back up their claims. These claims aren't super difficult to debunk just because of the overwhelming amount of evidence I have on my side. So without further...
Okay, so here's the thing. He's now establishing that he has overwhelming evidence to prove that the accusations against him are false. So this, according to him, will not be he said, she said. This will be she said, and I can prove she's lying. So we have to judge him with that in mind.
Let's start with Sacramento, or Rowan. This is a girl I dated for about 7 months, from May of 2025 until January 10th of 2026. 4 days later, she made her first post. Here, she alleges that I am a real freak and like to, quote, record sexual encounters without asking for consent. This is blatantly untrue. I have
Okay, now he needs to show some kind of proof.
Never recorded any sexual encounter without explicit consent. As a matter of fact, with Rowan, she was the one who initiated the idea of filming sex acts in
He needs to be able to prove this.
the first place. On Tuesday, August 19th...
Oh, shit! Okay. I wasn't sure if I was expecting to actually see proof, and I think he has it. You should get those meta glasses when you crack me. For what? Cracking time? I don't know what cracking time... I mean, sex, but that's strange. So she wants him to record her. Okay.
After 3 months of knowing each other and being sexually active, Rowan texted me saying, "You should get those meta glasses when you crack me." I responded by saying, "For what?" And she answers again, "Cracking time," alluding to me filming her with the glasses onboard camera. Now, at the time, I did not feed into this. I did not show enthusiasm. I didn't even agree to get the glasses. I just responded...
Oh! I misunderstood. I thought she was saying you should get the glasses that you already have. She's telling him to buy Meta glasses, the smart glasses from Facebook, to film sex. So, okay, this is nuclear. This woman has just had her credibility annihilated instantly with one screenshot. Because I feel like that was that was the accusation, I think, that was easiest to believe, and that was most of the accusations that were easy to believe. It was, I think, the worst one. And this is one screenshot that just proves she lied. She left that out. Not only she didn't just leave that out, she lied. She said that he was the one recording sex without permission. And this clearly shows that she is the one who brought the idea up, and he didn't even know what she was suggesting the Meta glasses for. This is nuclear.
Time, alluding to me filming her with the glasses onboard camera. Now, at the time, I did not...
Hold on. I'm just going to adjust this window a little bit more. And let's see how that looks. I think it needs to be wider. Yeah, that looks better. Okay.
Feed into this. I did not show enthusiasm. I didn't even agree to get the glasses. I just responded and said, "Good night, sweet dreams." So one whole week goes by without us talking about it whatsoever. And then on August 25th, Rowan texts me saying, "You should get those Meta things for..."
Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay. It's 360p? Wait a minute. Oh my god. It is 360p. Why am I streaming in 360p? That explains literally everything. Holy shit, dude. You can really tell I'm new to the streaming thing, because I didn't even think that it was streaming at a low resolution. I thought it was a conversion issue. Is the bitrate low? I don't know what kind of bitrate I need. Like, the bitrate is at 6,000. Is that a lot? I don't know. I'm not even sure what my internet can handle. Let's try 10,000. And see if that does anything. Maybe I'm just not allowed to stream in HD. Because I have like my account is verified though. But maybe you have to be like a YouTube partner to stream in HD. I'm gonna Google this. That would explain why it was better on specify your resolution bitrate. I think my bitrate is probably should not be 10,000. I'm gonna lower that back to 6,000. Just to not overwhelm my internet. I don't know what my internet can handle. But what's the recording resolution set to? This is very silly. Why is this? I can see why people tend to just go with Twitch. Because if you stream on Twitch, it just works. And as much as I hate Twitch, you know, I gotta say there's a lot of value in that. That's all. I don't know. It might be a YouTube thing, but stream resolution detection with custom stream keys. Okay, for 1440p at 60 FPS, 6,000 kilobits per second should be a high enough bitrate. And I'm not streaming at that. I want to stream at 1080p. So, hold on. Let's try raising the bitrate a little higher. And let's just see how that works. Stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. Okay, and how do I fix that? Okay, whatever. It's a little blurry. We're just gonna have to deal with it.
For real. So I respond by saying, I think I'm going to avoid filming anything involving sex for a while, showing that I am clearly not the person interested in filming.
Okay, I think he's talking about the Destiny stuff. Destiny he got caught leaking sex tapes without permission to other women he was trying to have sex with because he's a gooner who thinks that the best way to hit on women is to send them videos of yourself fucking someone else.
Our sexual encounters. She is. As you can see in the text, even
but she says you did that before. So, I don't know. That makes me think that, maybe he's not being 100% honest when he says this is the first time that this topic came up.
even when I say I don't want to film us.
That's why you recorded on the glasses. I guess if it's just on a hard drive somewhere, it's fine. Okay, so he's clearly concerned about privacy here, and she's trying to talk him into recording sex. So she's way into this.
Having sex,
way more than he
she
is.
pushes the issue. Now, to be clear, we did eventually take videos of ourselves being intimate, but I was given explicit consent every single time. And on a few occasions, she even took the phone out of my hand and was holding it while filming us. To be clear, there was never a tripod or a hidden camera. It was always handheld, and in every single video, she was clearly aware of the camera, making eye contact with the camera lens. Also,
okay, so for obvious reasons, we're not going to be able to see the videos to verify that, but I'm inclined to think that he's telling the truth based on those text messages we just saw.
So on September 8th, Rowan texts me, I do miss it though, in regards to our sexual interactions. She follows it up by saying send the videos.
Hold on. What? I won't leak it or be hacked or whatever. I can send him later though. I don't want to look at him right now or I'm going to pop a stiffy. I will watch and keep them close to my heart like you, my little Tom. What? Okay. Why is his phone at 8%? That's not good.
Keep in mind, these are videos that she claims in present day were taken without her consent. She then goes on to say, and I quote, I will watch them and keep them close to my heart, clearly indicating she has no problem whatsoever with them existing. I'm an extremely paranoid person when it comes to my personal life, and
yeah, that I fully believe that, and I think that's very wise of him.
And my sex life and my dating life. As a public figure, I just like to keep my private life private. So I was very hesitant to send Rowan any sexual videos we had taken. However, I did send her one single still image from one of the videos where my face is obscured. I guess there was some lingering thought in the back of my mind that if her accounts were not locked down super well, and if she had been hacked, then the videos could have been made public.
Okay, so we do know that he had previously been upset because a girl that he sent dick pics to got hacked, and his dick pics were being used to blackmail him by the hacker. So I can see why he would be very cautious about sending this kind of thing to someone else, because he'd be worried that they could get hacked, and then he'd have to deal with that shit again.
Now, there's an implication she makes a few different times that I'm basically blackmailing her with these videos.
So I didn't watch the interview with her. She did kind of imply that, though, on Kiwi Farms. So, she didn't quite say it. She said that his blackmail folder was specifically for Kai, but she said it in kind of a way that left it open to the possibility that maybe it was all of his exes.
Somebody asked if you had any intention of getting any sort of like law enforcement involved, but I feel like you answered this where you just want to try to compel him to delete whatever he has on you, and that's like the the extent of your interest.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about what to do, but we'll see.
At no point anywhere did Rowan provide any proof of me threatening to release these videos of us having sex or threatening to send them anywhere.
Yeah, I did not see anything. I did not see anything when I was going through the Kiwi Farms thread that looked like evidence that he was blackmailing her with this video.
So she has no reason to believe that I would ever release them. The idea that I, a person who makes a living as a public figure, would publicly release videos of me fucking my ex-girlfriend to get back at her is so insane.
Okay, I understand what he's saying here, but I don't think this is a good defense, because Turkey Tom might be paranoid about this sort of private information, but there are a lot of people who are just completely insane and don't care. And Destiny is one of them. And you covered the whole Destiny thing. Destiny is totally the kind of guy who would release videos of himself having sex with his ex to get back at her. He doesn't care if people see his dick. It doesn't bother him. He's a freak. So I understand what Tom's going for here, but this is really not the best defense.
Not only would that incur reputational harm beyond belief, but also...
That is true, though. It did do, like, irreparable damage to Destiny's reputation. And he didn't even release them publicly.
Serious legal consequences. The only
that is also
person
true.
who has
Revenge
ever
porn has
sent
been
an
illegal
image of
for
us
years.
having sex to anyone is, ironically, Rowan. Days after I broke up with her, she...
Ooh! That's
without
nuclear.
my consent, sent the only image she has of us having sex to the owner of Kiwi Farms. Here, listen to him describe it.
Oh, and one other thing, I forgot about this, but you actually, Sacramento had sent me a picture that was like censored. Apparently the only picture that he would send you is one where his face isn't clearly visible in it.
Yeah, they talked about this in the thread. She sent it to Josh, and Josh verified that it was real.
But you can,
Yes.
I can tell the desk, like his computer is moved onto the table, but I can still see like the monster is like on the cozy that's like on the table, like in the exact same position. So I can tell that's clearly his desk.
I guess I just find it ironic that someone who's accusing me of blackmailing her with her nudes literally sent a picture of us having sex to a man that she has never met. Now, Josh recounts seeing this image and talks about how hard...
And just in case anyone's unclear, this person, Josh, is Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms. He interviewed the accusers on his podcast.
It looks like I was grabbing Rowan on the mouth, essentially using it as evidence to support another claim she makes that I'm too rough during sex, which I find very interesting because after I sent Rowan this photo, she texted me saying, "I like when you cover my mouth like that."
Okay, so this woman is just lying. This is insane. This woman just lied. She lied and tried to ruin this guy's reputation. Like 4 days after they broke up. This is insane. This is a text message of her saying that she likes the rough stuff that she was complaining about.
Again, she texted me asking me...
Okay, bye-bye. I'm gonna take my Joe Rogan calm pills. Joe Rogan is a wise old bald player. Listen to him intently. Yeah, whenever you're not locked in, send the videos. It will fix me for about a week. Goon sesh. Okay, so if we hadn't seen the previous image, this previous screenshot, I would want to give her the benefit of the doubt on this, and I would say it could be that she is trying to convince him to send her the videos because she wants to see that. No, because that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. because she kept talking in the Kiwi Farms thread about how she asked him to send her the videos, and he refused to send her the videos every time. And my thought was, she wants the videos so that she has some kind of control over them. But I'm thinking, no, that doesn't make any sense because they're digital videos. So if he sends them to her, that just means there are 2 copies. He would still have the original and he could still leak it at any time. So that doesn't make any sense. The only reason she'd be asking for the videos is if she wants to see them. Now, there are reasons that she could want to see them that aren't enthusiastic consent, let's say. Like, maybe she's concerned about how much of her face is visible in the video, and she wants to see that for herself to know how worried she should be about his hypothetical blackmail folder. But here's the thing. She's talking in this way that makes it seem like she's really enthusiastic about the videos, and she just wants to look at them. And so this kind of ties back into, like, why do you want the videos? If you're upset that these videos exist, you should be asking him to delete them. You shouldn't be asking him to send them to you.
They send her the videos, and she says, yeah, whenever you're not locked in, send the videos. It will fix me for about a week. Goon sash.
She seems excited about them. Yeah, exactly. She seems to be very excited about these videos. Now, again, my thoughts are a little disorganized right now. What I was trying to say is, my initial impression, if I was giving her the benefit of the doubt, would be that she is pretending to be enthusiastic about them so that he'd be more likely to send them to her. But again, I don't know why she would want him to send her the videos unless she wanted to look at them. The only reason she would want him to send... The only thing that she would want is for him to delete the videos if she doesn't like that they exist. And instead, she wants to see the videos. So clearly, she's into the videos. That's the impression that this gives. And, I mean, we already saw her saying that she's into the rough stuff, so...
This is clear evidence that she has no problem with these videos existing. To this day, she has provided zero proof that the videos were recorded non-consensually, or that
Okay. Now, again, I like to be fair. I like to do the both sides thing. Proving that they were recorded non-consensually without releasing the videos is basically impossible. Because, there would have to be... Well, no, that's not true. Because she could very well have text messages saying... Yeah, that's actually a good point. She could have text messages saying, I didn't like that you filmed us. Please delete that video. I'm really not comfortable with it. Anything along those lines. She could... Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I'm with him on this.
I was blackmailing her with them, or that I had any intention of sending...
And yeah, there's no evidence that he was blackmailing her. She said, like, I'm worried that he might release the videos, but she didn't have any evidence that he had ever threatened to release the videos. And on top of that, she mentioned that he had a folder called Just In Case with dirt on his ex. And initially she said it was dirt on his exes, and it kind of sounded like he was keeping like a blackmail folder for every woman he's ever dated. But then later she said it was specifically for Kai, who, as far as I can tell, is a complete, insane, crazy psychopath bitch, and it would not be unreasonable for him to want to have dirt on her, because she could go and say all sorts of crazy shit about him, and it could very well just be stuff that's like, here's proof that I didn't do bad shit to Kai, or it could be, here's bad shit Kai said. It seems to be, my impression is that the folder was just specifically about Kai.
Them to anyone. Reason being, I never did any of those things. In Rowan's interview, she claims that I never asked for consent to film these sex acts, and says that she wouldn't notice I was filming until 30 seconds to 1 minute into it.
I'm not sure of an exact date, but maybe like 2 or 3 months into our relationship, he never asked me. He would just pull out his phone and record, and I wouldn't notice until maybe 30 seconds in a minute, or a minute into it.
Okay, we did see her asking him to record this stuff, so...
I obviously can't and would never show these videos to anyone, but in them, it's undeniable that she is staring directly into the camera from the moment the video starts.
Okay, so we can't verify this. I don't think that she would ever give permission to him to show this to someone else for the purposes of verification, and unless he wants to hire like a lawyer, some kind of professional to look them over, I don't think he would be able to show them to anyone without her permission, without making everything worse. So we can't verify this.
She never once questions why I'm filming or what I'm doing, because the reality is that every single time we recorded, I had explicit permission. Ask yourself, how could she possibly have never consented to filming when she's literally holding my phone next to her face as she sucks my dick? In the interview...
Now, I will say, something I was thinking about when I was reading the Kiwi Farms thread is she keeps saying that he would film without consent, but she didn't have any text messages of her asking him not to film, or saying it wasn't cool that you filmed us, or saying please delete that video. She had text messages about him being too rough, but she didn't have anything else.
She says that what really concerns her is that I wouldn't send her any of the sexual videos we took.
Right, and I already talked about this. I think it's very strange that she's so fixated on this. Why does she want to be sent the videos? If she is not interested in the videos, why doesn't she want them deleted?
I asked him multiple times if he could please send me the videos, so like he's not the only one who has videos of me naked.
Okay, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, this isn't a privacy issue. If she was asking him to delete the videos, that would be a privacy issue. This is not a privacy issue. This is, I want to look at myself having sex with my ex-boyfriend issue.
And he either ignored the question or was just like, no.
As I said earlier, I was paranoid to send these videos to anyone.
I do think, for the record, he probably should have sent her at least some of the videos. I think that's a reasonable request, but I also think it's understandable that he's very paranoid about this stuff, since he had just had his dick pics leaked to a hacker. Women are not known for their cybersecurity, and Zoomers are also not known for their cybersecurity. So I don't know. Do you really want to trust a Zoomer woman with sensitive videos of yourself?
Even her, for fear of them leaking. Weirdly, in messages at the time, she seems to actually get it, saying,
"Oh, I understand why you're scared. Oh, this is even more nuclear. This is holy shit." So Nicholas DiOrio covered this video the evening after it released, like 3 hours after it released. I did not watch his coverage of it because I wanted to come in blind. The only non-blind thing I have is that the day after he covered it, he uploaded the segment on his channel, and the segment, the video was called like Turkey Tom Won, and the thumbnail says his ex lied. And I'm thinking, wow, that is a really big claim for Nicholas DiOrio to be making, even considering that he's friends with Turkey Tom. He's obviously biased. I can't read the blue messages. So, he's saying, oh yeah, that's really blurry. Hold on a second. That might be better. He's saying, I am paranoid, sorry. I hope you study a lot for your test. Okay, that made it worse. Let's see if that makes it better. There's a delay, so it's a little hard to adjust the shit in real time. No, that's not better. This sucks. I wish I could stream in 1080p. Okay, is that more legible? I really wish I could stream in 1080p. So anyway, I was thinking Nicholas DiOrio's thumbnail is like crazy thing to say if it's not true. Because it's like basically just calling her a liar and saying Tom won and he's in the right about this whole thing. Sorry. He's in the right about this whole thing. So I thought, wow, Tom must have had something really good in his video, and I was not expecting it to be this good. This is nuclear. He's completely destroyed this woman. And we're only 7 minutes into a 42-minute video. This is crazy.
want to see them videos, Goon Time, before following up by saying that she actually understands why I'm scared to send them to her. Now we're going to fast forward
wait.
following.
I want to see them videos, Goon Time. It says at the top, this is what this is replying to. She's saying, I understand why you're scared. So she wants to see the videos so that she can goon to them, but she also understands why he's paranoid about sending them to her. So this is just, I don't know. This is crazy, dude. We're a sixth of the way through this video and it's already over. He's already destroyed this woman. She's no longer credible. I don't believe anything she said. None of her accusations hold any water after this.
Up by saying that she actually understands why I'm scared to send them to her. Now we're going to fast forward to October 17th in our text, and Rowan says, do you ever go back and watch our video?
Do you ever go back and watch our videos? Yes, I do sometimes, actually. I'm thinking about that right now. Soon, sweetie Tom. Have a good day. You too, Rowan. Miss you. Okay. So this is just, I don't know. This is nothing.
Yes. And I reply, yes, I do sometimes, actually. Rowan responds that she's thinking about that right now, and then says, quote, need that big white cock. It's also kind of strange to me that...
Okay. This is over. There's no... How could this woman possibly defend... I have to see how Kiwi Farms reacted to this video, because Kiwi Farms hates Turkey Tom, and they hated him even more after these allegations came out. And they spent like 3 weeks circle jerking about how it was totally over for him. And I was, to be clear, I was totally on board with the circle jerking because it looked really bad for him. But now I'm thinking, wow, this woman just straight up lied.
At the time, she referred to them as our videos, but in the present, she's claiming she doesn't even want them to exist. On November 6th, Rowan asked...
Right, and that's the thing. She keeps saying that she's talking about how she doesn't want these videos to exist and how she's embarrassed that they exist and how she never consented to their creation. But then she keeps talking about how she wanted him to send her the videos. Why did she want to see the videos if she didn't want them to exist? The FT screenshots of you shirtless are my goon material, if you say so. You never asked me for nude. I have a bunch of videos already. That's why. Oh yeah, you got a file. Okay. So this woman is like crazy horny.
Why I never ask her for nudes. I say I have a bunch of videos already, and that's why. She does not express that she has a problem with me having the videos. She doesn't complain about it. She doesn't say they were taken without her consent. In fact, throughout the entire relationship, she was sending me nude photos of herself unsolicited.
I believe that. Based on these screenshots we've seen so far, I believe that.
Every single month. Why would you send nude photos?
And also, if he had been begging her for nudes, she would have posted that on Kiwi Farms, because that's like really embarrassing behavior. So if he'd just been constantly begging for these nudes, then we would know that. She didn't mention the nudes, which means that if there are nudes, she was sending them without needing to be begged for them.
Of yourself to someone you think could use them against you. Rowan?
Yeah, that's a good point. If she's paranoid, why is she sending nudes?
Rowan personally posted dozens of screenshots of our texts, and not a single one shows her bringing up any of the videos being non-consensual.
Right, I noticed that.
Another interesting fact is that during our breakup, she texted me a pros and cons list, which she apparently...
What? Is this ChatGPT? No. This is weird. Okay, pros. Sweet sometimes. Dates are nice. Tries to make it work. Funny. Pays for meals. I would hope he pays for meals. Turkey Tom has a lot of money. If he's not paying for his dates, then he's a cheapskate. Makes me feel secure. Ooh. Makes me feel secure. That is not what you want to have leaked about the guy you're calling a rapist. This is... Okay. No, this is so over. Cons. Chopped in the face and thinks we're matched in looks. He kind of is chopped in the face. That's a fair assessment. Kiwi Farms commented on that too. They're like, what do you see in this guy? He's ugly. I don't think he's ugly, but Turkey Tom is not a super good looking guy. He's not a looks maxer. Follows his friends around like a dog. Seems depressed all the time. No surprises. Takes hours to respond. Yeah, I totally believe that because he's on the YouTube grind. This guy's like a content machine. Although he doesn't stream anymore. He stopped streaming like a year ago. And he announced that he was stopping streaming by posting a YouTube community post that said, kind of feel like live streaming is gay. Which is a great way to announce that you're no longer streaming. And I did not actually know that he had stopped streaming until this whole drama hit. So dry and vague, rarely compliments me. Doesn't leave his house, online all the time. Wow, he's literally me. No hobbies other than gym or video games. He is so literally me. Talks about other women lustfully in front of me. Okay, that's not cool. Follows IG models, OF girls, even when I asked him to stop. If she asked you to stop, I mean, I don't know. It depends on exactly what kind of IG models, but you really shouldn't be following OF girls if your girlfriend asked you to stop. No romance. I don't know what that means. Doesn't seem to want to support me at all in the future. I'm guessing that means that he thinks she's a gold digger. Seems like he still feels some type of way towards his ex. Yeah, he totally does. Every time I bring up a valid concern, he says, I'm nice to you though, so stop complaining. Sent dick pics to a Belle Delphine copycat before. Sex is all about him. Ran through. I don't know what that means. Looks up to Sam Hyde unironically. Said he likes hurting me during sex even when I bleed. Seems kind of self-obsessed. Doesn't ever talk about us, just him. Doesn't really seem to care about my goals at all. Everything is all about him. I do the bare minimum, therefore you're not allowed to feel upset. Okay, some of this does not reflect well on him. But there's no mention of recording without consent, even though she does mention the rough sex and mentions it multiple times. So, why don't you mention that he records you without consent? That's interesting.
Had written about me on January 4th of 2026, and in the con section she complains about a lot of things, but she doesn't mention non-consensual videos whatsoever. With that out of the way, we can move on.
Okay, I think we've established there is no evidence that any of these videos were recorded non-consensually. There is evidence that they were recorded consensually. There's positive and negative evidence that they were recorded consensually, because there's just no mention, even where there should be mention, that he records videos non-consensually. So that accusation is a lie. Imagine that I have a stamp and I'm stamping the screen to say lie, because I don't have any kind of fancy effects.
On to Rowan's claim that I was sexually abusive towards her. In that same pros and cons list, Rowan...
Okay, this one is mentioned in the pros and cons list, as he says, so this one might have some water to it. Let's find out.
Wrote, says he likes hurting me during sex and making me bleed. This also reflects her public claims about me, but the great irony is that I never even said this. She did. On
Wait.
September 14th...
Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, this is so over. This woman is such a lying sociopath bitch. Holy shit. Turkey Tom won. Turkey Tom won. Turkey Tom won. Turkey Tom won.
2025, Rowan sent me a text saying, quote, I'm such a freak. I like when it hurts and bleeds after. Something Wong. In one of her public-facing posts about me, she posts an interaction which reads as follows. She says, quote, like, we don't need to do it 3 times in one day, or do it so hard
Right, and so this was damning to me. I thought this was very damning. I thought in the best case, where the rough stuff is consensual, that this would still reflect on him being kind of apathetic to her suffering, because he doesn't really address the bleeding part, which seems like it would be a big deal. So let's see what his response is to this.
Hurt and bleed. And I said, well, if you don't want to have as much sex, we don't gotta. We can do other things. And she says, okay, I like doing other things too. The way this screenshot is cropped, it comes across like I'm some, just super callous freak.
Right. That was my exact impression.
Who's brutally jackhammering her vagina.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Steve mining diamonds. But
like Steve mining diamonds, yeah, okay.
In the full uncropped screenshot.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to have as much sex, we can do other things. For the record, you are just as lustful in this regard as I am. I am not alone. I'm a freak. The big white cock addiction has taken hold, it seems. But also, I want it to still be special in the future when we are more serious. I know it has. But yeah, I do consider sex with you special. I don't consider it fleeting or silly. I do too. I always miss it. I like kissing you just as much. I do too. I say this, and then as soon as I see you, I'm going to be freaky again. SMH, I can't resist. Are you just waiting in the airport? What does this replied post say? It says, Obviously, we still can. It's okay, but I feel like I get how lustful. I feel like I get too lustful when I'm with you. Okay.
Her immediate response to me after that is, I'm a freak. I say this, and as soon as I see you, I'm going to be freaky again. I can't resist. In the interview, she elaborates on this even more, specifically claiming that she...
Again, I have not seen the interview, so I don't know what she said in the interview. Let's find out if she has dug herself an even deeper hole.
She would bleed almost every time we had sex.
Okay, and you would bleed the
Yes.
same? And you didn't stop?
Yeah, I would bleed almost every time.
This is just blatantly untrue as well, and it's easy to see by going through our text messages. On August 17th of 2025, the day after my birthday, Rowan and I were planning to go to Mass, and she wanted to have sex with me. So she texted me saying,
Wait,
Tom, I started
hold on.
to go to Mass. And August 17th of 2025, the day after my birthday, Rowan and I were planning to go to Mass.
Mass? They're planning sex before church? What? This is weird, right? They're planning premarital period sex before church? What? Is Turkey Tom Catholic? Hold on, is Turkey Tom Catholic? No, it's gotta be like an Orthodox, because he's Bulgarian. What Bulgarian goes to a Catholic Mass? It's gotta be an Orthodox church. Are there Orthodox churches in New England? There's gotta be. Is Turkey Tom Catholic? Okay. Tom, I started my period. That sucks. I'm 40 away. Okay. Do you mind getting your sword bloody? Okay. Okay. So she says, I'm starting my period. He's talking about how he's coming to get her for church. And then she immediately brings it to sex and says, do you want to have period sex? What do you mean by that? I'm driving. Shut up. No, I don't mind. Okay, the mass starts at 5:30, I believe, so we have some time before. Epics. They low-key wrecked my apartment. It's okay, though. Bro transitioned from mafia boss to child... What? What does that mean? That's a weird crop. That's totally out of context.
And she wanted to have sex with me. So she texted me saying, Tom, I started my period. I was driving, so I couldn't say much, but I replied by saying, that sucks, I'm 40 minutes away. She follows up by asking me if I mind getting...
Right. So she's saying, do you mind getting your sword bloody? If she was bleeding during sex all the time, this makes no sense.
my sword bloody, and I say I'll be okay. So if it wasn't already clear, she's asking me if I'm okay with getting blood on my dick. Why would this be something she's even asking if every time we have sex, I'm making her bleed? Keep in mind, this is months into us going out and being sexually active, and she's still worried that the idea...
I don't think there were there, like, timestamps? This fucking iPhone shit. Yeah, there's no timestamps. So we don't know how far into the relationship this is. We have to take his word for it.
Why would this be something she's even asking if every time we have sex, I'm making her bleed? Keep in mind, this is months into us going out and being sexually active, and she's still worried that the idea of bleeding during sex would gross me out. Now, as soon as she began posting about me, people were naturally perplexed by her claim that she was bleeding from sex every single time.
Right, because that seems like it would probably not be very enjoyable for anybody.
They asked if she had some kind of medical problem, and she says, I have no health issue that I know of, never bled during sex before. It was the aggression. Just gave into it after a while and told him I liked it, but I bled after almost every...
Right, so we saw that she said she liked it, and she seemed very enthusiastic about it.
Single time. I feel like most of this statement has already been dispelled, but even the smallest detail of no medical condition that I know of is also false. On September...
Okay. I'm taking my Nexplanon out and switching to the pill. Okay, this thing is terrible. The more I think about it, I have month-long period. Holy shit. Also, I feel like it makes me feel so weird.
September 24th of 2025, Rowan texted me saying that she's going to switch from her current birth control, Nexplanon, to the pill because she has month-long periods that cause her to bleed. So, regardless of sex...
Okay, so she's just naturally bleeding from her vagina all the time. So this is just a lie. She's
Rowan
blaming him for
admittedly
something that is because of medication she's on.
bleeds for an entire month at a time. One of Rowan's main criticisms is that I'm too rough. In fact, she describes our sexual interactions as intense, violent aggression every single time.
I genuinely did think that he would maybe change and stop being so aggressive, because he told me before that he would like kind of chill out, but he never did chill out, and it kept being the same very intense, violent aggression every single time.
She also alleges that I hit, choked, and beat her without asking, essentially painting me as an abusive partner.
Right. So that was like the really damning stuff. That was the stuff. Well, that and the recording without consent. Those two things were like, holy shit, this is awful. This is pretty much rape. This is like heinous shit, and it makes it really ironic that he's always judging sex weirdos. So if he can prove that she was like super into all of the rough stuff, I mean, I guess he already has.
Unfortunately, I did still stay with him, and I know a lot of people seem to have a lot of questions about that, and honestly, you were completely correct to question my judgment as to why I stayed with him, even though he was, hitting and choking and beating me.
There's this idea she's trying to paint that in the relationship, I was constantly pushing this rough, violative sex onto her, and even though she didn't like it and was being abused, she stayed with me. I've seen some people question her saying things like, well, if you hated it, why didn't you just leave? But realistically, sometimes people do stay with abusive partners, and I don't want to...
Ooh! Okay, this is a really clever play by him, because obviously so it's very common when someone accuses a partner, a long-term partner, of being abusive for most or all of the relationship. The usual response is, why the hell did you stay with him? Which is that's not an insane thing to ask. But we know that a lot of abuse victims can't help themselves. And there's a lot of like psychological shit going on, and abusers know how to manipulate people into staying with them. So there are people saying, why are you staying with him? And Tom's saying, no, her staying with me doesn't prove I'm not abusive. There's other shit that proves I'm not abusive. That is a good play.
Validate their stories through my response. The real reason that she didn't leave is because she loved having sex with me, and throughout our entire relationship was constantly begging me to validate her fantasies.
Yeah, based on what we've seen so far from him, that seems to be the case.
In this first screenshot here,
Have you seen Tomorrow's Teachings? Yes, it's fire. I wish I was falling asleep with it in. What? That seems... what does this mean? Falling asleep with it in, she's talking about the penis. That seems kind of painful and awkward, but it could be epic. Oh, never mind then. Freak unmatched. Would we have sleep sex? Dream sex? Nah, but I'm for real a freak. Like, I want to be... Okay. I want to be kidnapped on some RS. I don't know what RS is. What made you like that, do you think? Nothing. Maybe it was the strange cards. I don't know, man. IDK, kidnap, the right word. Okay, so this is one of those women with a rape fetish. Like, full stop. This woman wants to be, like, attacked, tied up, and forcibly penetrated. Which does not mean that she should be raped, to be clear. It's a fantasy. I understand that. But clearly, the rough stuff is doing it for her, is what I'm trying to get at.
Expresses that she is a real freak and says that she wants me to kidnap her, even saying, I want to be tied up, taken to the woods, and pounded.
Okay, that's literally what I just said.
So maybe there's something wrong with me. I respond by saying that we should not have sex in the woods.
Okay. So what we're looking at here is this woman is projecting all of her freaky shit onto Tom. I don't know if she's embarrassed by the freaky shit, or if she's just mad that he dumped her and she wants to get back at him. But it seems like all of the accusations she's making about him are actually just fantasies she has, and that he shot some of So he says, I don't think we should have sex in the woods, TBH, but in the privacy of a bedroom, that's fine. I see, I get that. You nervous. Imagine how it would look if someone came across that. That's why you go like a mile in. But then I'm just in the woods. Yeah, I don't want to have sex in the woods. Petty revenge seems most likely. Yeah, especially since it was like 4 days after they broke up. I think, yeah, it was 4 days after they broke up that she went to Kiwi Farms. So she's just trying to smear him, and she was not prepared for the fact that he knows how to navigate this kind of situation. Turkey Tom won. It's over for this woman.
She says, you nervous? Right here in this next one, Rowan says, I yearn to be
I yearn to be manhandled and led across a dark room. You're like a dungeon person. What? Manhandled and led across a dark room. That's why I like you, because you are big like a caveman, and I feel small next to you. I'm tapped into my natural instincts. I'm like the main character in The Croods. Okay, this doesn't mean a whole lot. This seems lawsuit worthy. So clearly she lied in a way that caused serious reputational damage, and that's like the requirement for defamation against a public figure. Turkey Tom is obviously a public figure. He has 1.6 million subscribers on YouTube. So defamation against him has to cause serious actual harm to his reputation. And this did. So yes, this is very lawsuit worthy. If he wants to ruin this woman in court, he totally can.
Handled and led across a dark room. That's why I like you.
The thing is, if you sue someone for defamation, after people have already agreed that they're probably telling the truth, you look bad. So even if he wants to sue her, he would still have had to make this video first in order to defend himself. Because if he just launched a lawsuit, people aren't thinking the truth will come out in court. They're thinking he's trying to intimidate her into being silent. So he has to first prove that the accusations are false in the court of public opinion. And then he can make the decision if he wants to sue her. I don't know if he'll sue her. She probably doesn't have any assets. That's the thing about lawsuits, is they're very expensive. So there isn't a whole lot of point in suing someone who has no assets. And I don't think this woman has assets.
I reply saying, you are like a dungeon person. And she says, you are big like a caveman and I feel small next to you. In fact, anytime I wanted to have more loving, slow, I guess sensual intercourse with Rowan in the bed.
Okay, so let's see if he has a screenshot where he asks for gentle sex and she says no, it has to be rough.
Bedroom, she actually had a problem with that. I remember one specific instance where I was being more slow and sensual, and I remember her whispering in my ear saying, I want you to pound me. And that's probably why.
Okay, no screenshot, so we have to take his word for it. With everything else I've seen, I believe it, but that's not proof of anything. That's just hearsay.
On June 5th, 2025, she texted me saying, I need to get face fucked for an...
Hold on. Well, yeah, I'm hypnotized by that dick. You give good head. I miss it. I need to get face fucked for an hour. What?
Hour. And I replied by saying, damn, exams suck. On June 7th, she texted me and says, I'm excited to get fucked, borderline domestic violence.
Okay. What? This is... Okay. I don't know how she can recover from this. It's so over for this woman.
Violently. At one point in the interview, she states that one time I was angry at my ex-girlfriend, and that the next...
This is so embarrassing for her. It's humiliating for her, because she just tried to ruin this guy's life by accusing him of rape, and now he's like, you literally begged me to rape you. Like... And he has receipts to prove it. Like... It's over.
Next time we had sex, I was particularly aggressive. This is a very strange thing to accuse me of, given that on October 13th, Rowan says verbatim,
hold on, what did he say?
My ex-girlfriend, and that the next time we had sex, she states that one time I was angry at my ex-girlfriend, and that the next time we had sex, I was particularly aggressive. This is a very strange thing to accuse me of, given that on October.
He said it was in the He said it was in the interview, which, again, I didn't watch.
13th, Rowan says verbatim.
Fuck, sometimes I want to fight with you just so you be more angry when you fuck me. Holy shit! Yeah, be nice to me, I'm nice guy. That's some kind of loose screw you gotta screw in. So he's telling her that she's fucked in the head and she needs to be less into freaky sex. And she's saying, he's the freak and I'm an innocent little angel. I am nice to you, but I do like that, though, without the fighting. You know what I mean? I'm a nice girl. I don't know what this means. Okay, sounds good. Give me a little bit.
freedom.
Okay.
Sometimes I want to fight you just so you be more angry when you fuck me. She clarifies, saying, I do like that though, even without the fighting. So at every opportunity, this girl is publicly saying, oh my god.
Yeah, so the thing that she was saying in the Kiwi Farms thread is that she was pretending to be into this stuff. But that is clearly not the case. That's absolutely not the case. He has, I think, successfully proven that that's not the case.
Look at all this horrible shit he did to me. And then she's texting me that she wants me to kidnap her, tie her up, and pound her in the woods. And if anyone is putting up any resistance to that, it's me. She once again lies about weird...
Right, and that's true. So she's clearly proposing all this freaky stuff. Now, she had no problem leaking a ton of text messages. So if there are text messages of him proposing, like, I want to rape you in the woods, and she says, I don't think that's a good idea, she would have posted that, because that would have been humiliating for him. And instead, he's the one posting that about her.
Little things in the interview, like she says that I was her second boyfriend.
He was my second boyfriend.
And when I heard this, I was very confused because she told me that I was her third. In my opinion, she said this to make herself seem less sexually experienced than she really is. To make...
You know, I believe that, yeah, because it seems like she's trying to paint herself as very innocent in the Kiwi Farms thread. Again, I didn't watch the interview, but in the Kiwi Farms thread, she's trying to paint herself as very innocent. And so, like, that is an excuse. That is a lie that would not be totally insane for someone trying to appear like they're an innocent angel who's been corrupted by this evil demon, Turkey Tom. It was not a turkey.
Stronger that I was taking advantage of her. Now, in this next
Right.
post, she writes, again, I'm not alleging anything illegal, just that he would hit and choke because he was a super gooner. Sort of normalize it in my head, but it's definitely not okay to do that. So for...
Okay. We did see this, I think we saw this. This says, ooh, the timestamp on this is Wednesday. It's not a date. So that means that he was like, collecting these screenshots as the posts were going up. So he's just been working on this video the whole time since the allegations came out. And that's why he's been so quiet. Sort of normalized it in my head, but it's definitely not okay to do that. All of the proof is in those videos he had, refused to send me, or ignored the question when I asked. And again, I've mentioned this before. Why did she want him to send her the videos? Why did she not want him to delete the videos? Katie told me that the picture of the bruise was due to injuries from sex, which I believe because he would slap both of us.
So for information on how I supposedly normalize this behavior, let's go back to the beginning of our relationship and see what our conversations about sex were like. On Wednesday, May 14th, after only hanging out with Rowan once, she texted me saying she's excited to hang out with me again, and she already knows my penis is massive.
Okay. Okay.
Without me saying anything sexual to her at this point. So as you might suspect, we did have intercourse on our second date. And after this first sexual encounter, Rowan texts me saying, quote, rape thing is so hot.
What? Okay.
I never did that before. You should tie me up next time. My response to this is consensual sex is good. And she says, you know what I meant by that. I don't know what to call it. So from the very first interaction we have, she calls our sex rape for some reason, saying how hot it is, to which I clarify that it was consensual, and she says, I know what you mean. And for the record, I never indulged in her fantasy to be tied up, just not something I was interested in any way.
Wait.
Clarify that it was consent. She, you know what I mean.
You should... Okay. You should tie me up. So... Okay, I think I know. So my impression was that she was saying that she got tied up and she wanted to be tied up again. And he's saying, no, I never tied her up. I never indulged in... Why is his battery always so low? Why can't this dude charge his fucking phone? And so what he's saying is that no, we just did it. We did rough stuff, and then she wanted it to get rougher.
Meant
Okay.
by that, rape, know what you mean. And for the record, I never indulged in her fantasy to be tied up. Just not something I was interested in.
I believe that because if he had ever tied her up, she would say that he tied her up. Based on everything else that she's mentioned, she would totally bring that up.
Anyway, and we also never did anything in the woods, in case you're curious about that. To hammer this point home, let's go over some more texts where Rowan talks about sex. On Friday, May 16th, she texts me,
When are you free next week? Maybe Friday, perhaps. Okay, I miss that big dick. Wow, don't say But yeah, they say it's large and in charge in some areas. Ass. It is, and I need it. Good morning. Okay, so this is just her begging for cock.
asking when I'm free, and says that she needs my, quote, big dick. And I say, don't say and she says, it is, and I need it. On May 18th, Rowan says she's...
Yeah, I know I should start lifting or whatever. I just like to run and stuff. Also, I'm sorry I started tweaking when we had sex. I've never been with anyone who is big as you. Okay, so Turkey Tom has a large penis. It kind of seemed like that with the Kiwi Farms thread, but this kind of confirms it. I found it to be a nice experience overall, fun and enjoyable. Okay, we redo, but I'm not gonna be a pussy next time. I don't think this screenshot really means anything.
Not used to being with someone with as big of a dick as mine. She says that it hurt her, but she wants to do it again, and she won't be a pussy about it. Some of her public claims about me are more desperate and weird than others. Like she complains that I didn't eat her out.
Like, he never once ate me out, but he would demand that I would constantly suck his dick. And like,
okay, we already saw a screenshot where she said that she wanted to be face fucked for an hour. So I don't think he was demanding that she give him head. I think that she was begging to give him head. That's the impression that I've gotten so far.
yeah.
But here is a text message of me directly telling her, look, I'm a selfish lover.
Okay. Okay. Wow. He just keeps dropping bombs. This is crazy. What? Did this woman think that he wasn't gonna post this? Did she forget that she said shit like this? It's over.
And she says, it's okay, I like sucking dick more than getting eaten out. I'm a real freak. Despite her acting like I am a sexual degenerate, repeatedly doing sex acts she doesn't enjoy, here she is saying, you match my freak, kind of. Not you're too freaky or we've been too freaky. She says I match her freak.
Yeah, she was saying earlier, maybe you don't match my freak, something like that. So it seems like she thinks that he's less freaky than she is. That he's not freaky enough. Oh, I see. Also, they turned the Wi-Fi in my apartment off during the summer. That's weird. So we're going to have to get creative. Little detox. I'm sure we'll think of something. You made me so sick. It's getting worse. You fool. I'm sorry. I promise I'm a perfect angel doll and I make it up to you. Okay. I feel bad. It's okay. I'm getting on my knees as soon as I see you, by the way. Freak mode. Okay. I gotta go. Yeah, I'll see you later.
This next one, she says, I'm getting on my knees as soon as I see you, by the way, freak mode. In this next one, I give a little bit of input. I tell her I'm
was thinking about the pussy just now. Are you still sick right now? It's actually insane. You're just jealous. LMFAO. I'm not still sick. I'll see you tomorrow, King. I will be addressed only as Pharaoh. You gonna tear it up or what? Okay, so she's super into the rough stuff.
Thinking about her pussy. And she responds to me saying, you gonna tear it up or what? Now, my question for you in the audience would be, do people who are into slow, romantic, candlelit sex describe intercourse as their pussy getting torn up? I would say probably not. Here in this next one, she says she's going to leave mass early on Sunday to go get some dick. And keep in mind, next one, she says she's going to leave mass early on
She's okay. My mom want me to go to early mass with her tomorrow, so I'll probably just leave from there. Leaving mass to go get some dick. Should be awesome. Haha, that's no sport I ever heard of. Hold on a second. Pausing the stream. Gamer Uprising. Okay, you will have to excuse the terrible video quality. I can only stream in 360p, and I don't know why. I've tried resolving that, and I can't find the setting for it. We're at like 12 megabits per second bitrate, and it's not making a difference. So it's clearly not just automatically derived from the bitrate. I don't know what's going on, but I can only stream in 360p, so that sucks. So we're gonna keep going here. It looks like Turkey Tom is just constantly winning. No, it's not a scaling issue. It's literally the stream is if you click the cog. Oh wait, we're up to 480p. Wait, no, never mind. I clicked the wrong video. Yeah, we're at 360p. I clicked Turkey Tom's video by accident. If you click the cog in the bottom right of the video, you can set the resolution and it won't go any higher than 360. Yeah. So I don't know why that is. I tried to fix it earlier in the stream and I could not figure it out. I'll have to look into it for the next stream, I guess. It could be hold on a second, because while we're at a pause in the stream anyway. Also, please enjoy this text message as much as you can read it, where she says that she is leaving church early to get fucked. So very, very much the innocent young woman that she portrayed herself as. Corrupted by the evil Turkey Tom. Oh! Holy shit, I think I found the issue. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna stop the stream for just a second and then start it back up. Alright, I think we are back. Let me know if it looks better. Or if it can be adjusted. No, it still says 360p. Okay. Did I do that right? Alright, well this is really annoying. Hopefully I'll have it sorted out for the next stream. We're just gonna have to deal with the blurry text. I'm reading all the text anyway, so...
Sunday to go get some dick. And keep in mind, I don't want to describe intercourse as their pussy getting torn up. I would say probably not. Here in this next one, she says she's going to leave mass early on Sunday to go get some dick. And keep in mind, I don't want to reveal any of this information, okay? I don't want to be saying this. I don't want to be here right now, and I would never intend on sexually shaming an ex-partner. But she's gone out of her way to not only shame me, but also to lie in an effort to paint me as some gooner, freak, borderline rapist. So let's...
Yeah, that is exactly how she's portrayed him. This is, like, the most unflattering portrayal of him based on the information available, and it seems like all of it is just lies.
Keep going. Here, Rowan makes a post saying that I am a Patrick Bateman gooner because I
Yeah, so when I uploaded the video of my previous stream on him, I actually photoshopped his face over Patrick Bateman. The scene where Patrick Bateman is fucking the hooker, but he's flexing and looking at himself in the mirror instead because he's a closeted homosexual who's more attracted to himself than to any woman.
In the mirror after we had sex. But the strange part about this is that I have a text of her saying, quote, I keep thinking about how hot it was watching myself take your big dick in the mirror.
Okay.
Gooner as fuck. Sorry. Reading through...
Okay. Wow. So, I mentioned this earlier, but it really seems like all of the shit that she has accused him of is just projection. It's like stuff... I guess it's stuff that she's embarrassed by. She's embarrassed that she's into this stuff. And so she's coping with that embarrassment by projecting it onto him. And the problem is he has receipts that prove that all of this shit is actually her. So it's over.
What she says about me publicly, it's like every accusation she makes towards me is actually some kind of confession to her.
Oh my god, and I literally just said that.
Her own behavior. On June 25th, she texted...
Every accusation is a confession. That seems to be common with, like, certain types of narcissists, they have traits in themselves that they don't like, and they project that onto other people. The image is AI generated of me and my friend into men. Her boy version mogged me. Do you think I'll be able to give head after I get my wisdom teeth out or nah? Not for a week or two, which is fine. But yeah, it will hurt in a serious way. You won't even be able to open your mouth for a while. I actually have all of my wisdom teeth still. I have superior jaw genetics compared to this woman. And possibly also Turkey Thomas. He seems to have firsthand experience. Not gonna lie, what even are these accusations anyway? Who cares if they do freaky shit if they're both consenting? So, based on the way that she had presented the accusations, it sounded like some of the freaky shit was not consensual. Particularly the violence in bed was not consensual. That was her portrayal, is that she was not comfortable with it. And then and the impression she was giving of him is that he's this very callous, selfish lover who does not care at all how she feels during sex. And then he posts all these screenshots of her like begging him to be rougher because she wants to be tied up and raped in the woods. And he's like, no, I kind of just want to slap you during sex. And that was just not freaky enough for her. When does the wisdom tooth meme happen? July 17th, I think. Plenty of time. Sophia's gonna be staying with me still. I'm gonna make her ass take care of me. She is really not that crazy. I think I overhyped the crazy... Okay, I don't care about this. Stream just reset. It's 1080p now? Seriously? Awesome. Perfect! Now we have... Well, it's still a little blurry. Let me see... Let's see how it looks when I full screen shit. And let's, like... Because there could be a scaling issue with that. Okay, that looks bad. That might be better. Yeah, that looks better. We're gonna go with this, and we can sort things out better later. Give me just a second. Sorry, I'm a little congested and trying not to make gross noises into the mic.
Makes me wondering if she can give me head after getting her wisdom teeth taken out. She obviously wouldn't be able to do that because it causes your face to swell up like a blimp. And she responds with,
what was that?
Wouldn't be able to do that because it causes your face to swell up like...
Oh. Wait, so is this him after he had his wisdom teeth out, or...?
A blimp. And she responds with, no, I gotta do it as much as possible before. Here,
okay.
Rowan's asking me, am I the tightest, most perfect girl you ever fucked? On July 2nd, she says, I miss that big dick so much, I'm under spells. On July 5th, I bring up us wearing condoms, and Rowan says, ew, no, and then...
Okay.
Tells me that she wants me to cream pie her and that she's a real freak. After I say happy birthday, sweetie, for her 21st, she says that all she wants for her birthday is my big white...
This girl is ill. Yeah, she seems to be, the real gooner here. It seems like Turkey Tom has a relatively normal degree of horniness for a guy who's like 23. And this woman, meanwhile, just wants to constantly fuck.
In this next one, she texts me saying, I miss feeling like I'm going to break in half, not gonna lie.
Okay.
In this next one, she says, I like when you make me choke on it and call me a good girl. On July 23rd, she says, can I come over and suck on it Friday?
This is just... He's destroying her. This woman is over.
Night, which I don't accept. I tell her that I'm busy. She then says, I have the big white cock addiction. Interestingly enough, in this next one, she's asking me if I can have sex with her while holding her in the air, essentially.
What? We should swim together next time I wear my Gooner bikini. Gooner bikini. Do you think you could fuck me in the air? Okay.
And tells me that I should try to do it. Once again, a pretty bizarre thing to ask someone to do who allegedly has been abusing you for 3 months by now with overly rough sex. On July 21st, she starts off by texting me, I hate gooner men. And then not even 1 minute later, she says, I need that big white cock. On August 23rd, she says, whenever I wake up without my morning Tom face fuck, I am sad. On September 2nd, she expressed,
what?
Whenever I wake...
and not getting my morning Tom face fuck, it ruins my day. Okay.
Up without my morning Tom face fuck, I am sad. On September 2nd, she expresses that she wished she lived closer to me, but if she did, it would be an issue because she would want to come suck my dick all the time. On September 17th, she sends me an Instagram reel of someone praying the rosary.
I like lol sorry as a reply. Yeah, he's clearly not as much of a freak as this woman is.
I don't respond, and she follows up by saying, I miss that dick so much. Here in this... Next photo, she sends me a picture of her in lingerie with the caption, when it's rape time. And after she said that, all I did was respond with a photo of the movie Just Friends.
This is just... It's so over for this woman. She's destroyed. She can't come back from this. I have to see what Kiwi Farms is saying when we're done with this video. Because they hate Turkey Tom. And they were taking everything this woman said at face value.
On Thursday, September 25th at 7:30 a.m., Rowan says, I hope you come. I got something special for our rape times. I say, change that to consensual sexual encounters, and she says, I know. She expands on this particular message and says, are you mad at me? I know it's consensual. So even as we're approaching over 4 months of being together, she's still telling me that our sex is consensual and that she likes it. Now that I've gone through a lot of our messages, I think it's pertinent that we get into the month of October. This is the month that Rowan has publicly claimed that there was one specific incident that occurred during which she asked me to stop having sex with her, and I did not. To be perfectly clear, this never happened. But just to have some fun,
Okay.
we can go through our text day by day in this month to see which day.
I don't think I saw this accusation, so I don't have a background opinion on it.
This horrific incident could have possibly occurred. On October 2nd, she texts me saying, you are perfect. On October 3rd and 4th, we hung out. She asked me if I got home okay, and she says that I am her formal date in her heart. She then says that she hates when anyone comments on her body, even in a positive way, and I tell her that she should eat slop and go for a walk and not worry about it, and that she is beautiful. On October 8th, she continues being sexual, complimenting...
Okay, this is the limbless anime girl picture, which is a really weird thing to send. Hold on. Says me if I don't have violent sex very soon, and it's anime girl on the respirator. Okay. So this woman is just obsessed with violent sex. She seems to be way more into it than he is.
My arm. She then resends me a meme that says, me if I do not have violent sex very soon. On October 8th, she also says, I miss my handsome husband. Here, I tell her I landed in Texas. She says, I miss sucking on it. She then texts me saying, you got to start putting rape time in your reminders. On October 9th, she says that she wants to hang out.
Sorry, my cat is making a lot of noise. I think she wants me to pick her up.
I say I arrived. On October 10th, she says, let me know when you get back safe. I always have such a fun time with you. On October 14th, she says she wishes she was waking up to me in the morning. And she then expresses sadness that I'm not moving closer to the city.
This girl is fucking crazy. Yeah, she seems to be completely out of her mind and totally obsessed with his cock. So, basically everything she said about him has been either a lie or a deliberate misrepresentation of the truth with the intention of slandering him. And I'm pretty sure that he could sue her and ruin her financially if he really wanted to.
Where she's from to live near her. She then states that her life has improved since meeting me because previously she was partying and going out, and now she...
Wait, I'm hoping my swollen cheek go down. I look like Quagmire. What happened? Did you irritate it? It seems this place did a bad job. And then she's just being racist to her Indian dentist? So that's interesting.
She spends time with me. On October 15th, she says, I started my period. I wish I could come suck on it. And that evening, she says, I would kill myself if I had to talk to any other man but you. I say, that's true. I'm a nice guy. And she says, yeah, I'm the bad guy. On October 17th, we've already read this, but this is once again where she says, do you ever go back and watch our videos? And I say, yeah, I do sometimes actually.
And the videos that she's talking about are the sex videos.
And she responds to me that she's thinking about that right now and says, quote, "Need that big white cock. In the mirror, you deadass look like the Hulk compared to me." Now, one thing to note here is that at no point does she express that the videos were taken without her consent. Once again, I just want to have that hammered down here. On October 19th, she texts me saying she needs my milk right now. She then says, "I miss my perfect jacked boyfriend," and that night she sends me nudes. At 10 p.m., she sends me a photo of a guy with a clock in his hand and says, "I need that dick." On October 21st, I sent her a bicep photo. She responds saying, "You look good, Tom. I can't wait to suck your dick." She says, "I love you. You're a great boyfriend." She then says, "You never officially asked me to be your girlfriend," to which I say that we did. On October 23rd, there's proof we hung out that day. She then says, "Text me when you get home safe," and I say, "I made it." She also texted me saying, "I love when my bed smells like your musk." On October 24th, she says, "Good night. You're the best boyfriend ever." October 25th, she sends me a photo of herself in a deer outfit and says, "Meow, I miss Tom's big white dick." That night, she says, "I'm going to send you ass pics tomorrow." On October 26th, we've read this one before, but here she says, "Next time during our epic rape time, you can tie me up." I say, "You mean consensual?"
Oh my god. So it's very clear here. Now, if I wanted to be uncharitable to Tom here, I would say that the reason why he's so insistent about not calling it epic rape time is that he's worried about the receipts. But so the thing is, he should be worried about the receipts because he's a public figure, and you don't want to have text messages where you're talking about how much you love rape if you're a public figure. But also, wherever she mentions the rape, it's always in the context of her being really into it. So clearly it's not actually rape. So even the most uncharitable interpretation of this still makes him seem like he's less of a freak than she is.
Sex, and she follows it up by saying,
"This girl is awful." She's totally fucking insane.
"You know what I mean, Tom, rough sex." Once again, these are really weird messages to be sending to someone that you now claim is sexually abusing you on a weekly basis. Now that evening, the evening of October 26th, we can see that I hang out at Rowan's house and I sleep over. Then there's a text that shows that I'm leaving and mentioned that I took my friend to the hospital. On October 27th, she says that she hopes I'm doing well. She loves me so much. On October 30th, she says that we'll be married in 2 years. October 31st at 12:30 in the morning, she texts me and says, "I had a nightmare you broke up with me. Oh my God." She then says that I should cut a hole in my Batman suit for my dick. On October 31st in the afternoon, she says, "Oh Tom, I yearn for the big white cock." On November 1st at 1:20 a.m., she says, "Up? No good night? I love you? Yeah, it's fucking over." I tell her that I'm falling asleep, and she says he was madly in love with her and
What?
not me. I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay,
I
this
tell
woman
her, "Good
is
night. I'll see you tomorrow."
really
And I
mentally
then
ill.
say, "Do not say anything like that ever again." Now, for a little more context on this specific message and what she's talking about here, during our
Some of these conversations seem like it's like, "Yo, how's it going? Not bad. I want to get raped." Yeah, it seems like, I mean, even some of the stuff that was shown earlier, it seems like a lot of it is just, she'll just randomly bring the conversation to sex, and usually rough or violent sex, because that's what she's into. Or being tied up and raped in the woods, because that's also what she's into.
Our entire relationship, she was extremely insecure about the fact that before I was with her, I had lived with a girl, and she wanted me to basically show more commitment in the relationship than I was willing to show, as far as like moving physically closer to her. And at a few points, she suggested that we move in together, and I said, you know, it's just too soon. We're not really ready for that. I don't think that makes sense after dating for just a few months to move in together. So that's the context of this. She would constantly bring up shit and compare herself to my ex or ex-sexual partners in general, but my ex-girlfriend. And I was like, don't say stuff like that. Like, I'm dating you right now. Stop worrying about this. So later on in the night,
Yeah, even based on the stuff that she posted on Kiwi Farm, she seems to be very jealous. She said that the main reason she dumped him wasn't the rough sex that she claims is either rape or borderline rape. The main reason she dumped him was apparently that he was still in love with his ex and kept following Instagram whores.
She texts me saying, "Mass is needed. I am such a sweet girl and have love in my heart for you. I know this." And this carries into the morning where she says, "Hi, my sweet love." The next day around noon, she says, "Sorry for being kind of bitchy. Let me know when you're on your way." I say that I have arrived. We take a photo.
Oh. Okay, that is a weird costume. He looks like the Tick, but after falling into a vat of ink.
In her Halloween outfits, and on November 2nd, I say that I made it home, and she says that she hopes that I have a good day. So we've now made it through the
What a cursed Batman. The ears look like they look like antennae. He looks like the Tick.
entire month of October, and there's no indication of any kind of abuse, any kind of mistreatment, or even really anything negative. But
Right, there's nothing in those text messages that suggests that she's upset about anything he did except for not saying I love you enough. Which, you know, is always a good sign that a woman is a trustworthy and reliable narrator, is when she's extremely insecure and needs to be constantly reassured that her partner loves her.
almost every single day, she says something about how she loves me, how I'm perfect, how everything is good, and she keeps sending me sexual stuff the entire time without me even asking. At the risk of belaboring the point, I do want to go through a few more messages just for the hell of it, just so I can confidently show that she was extremely sexual the entire time and never expressed any reservations about the sex we were having. On Wednesday, November 5th, out of nowhere, she texts me saying, "I'm trying to make you nut." I just don't respond. On December 12th,
Wait,
she
what was that?
nowhere.
Maybe we can go on runs together. We'll help stress and cardio. Running, IDK, maybe. I'll try. Why not? A light jog, maybe. I think if I ran a mile, my heart would explode, but I can try. I'm trying to make you nut. Every conversation with this woman comes back to sex.
She texts me saying, "I'm trying to make you nut." I just don't respond. On December 12th, she sends me nudes again. Kind of a weird thing to send to someone who apparently has sexual blackmail on you again, is it not? On December 24th, she says that I am a sweetie pie. She's grateful for me. She wants to make me nut again, in her words, and she hopes we're married for a long time. On January 2nd, she sends me a naked photo of herself again, unprompted. And the morning of January 8th, Rowan texts me saying that before she comes to visit,
This is a woman who is absolutely desperate for male validation. And the reason why she's sending these nudes is because she wants him to say, "You're very hot and pretty." Go back. This one, "I don't want you to think I'm some sort of weirdo freak. Did you go gym? I don't think you are. Yeah, I did go. It was pretty exhausting right now. Very tired. I look forward to sleeping tonight." Me too. And then she just sends a nude. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is...
again, unprompted. And the morning of January 8th, Rowan texts me saying that before she comes to visit me, she needs to know that my dick is working. Less than 36 hours
What?
later, saying that before she comes
Before I come to visit you in a few days, I need to know that everything is working, and I also won't be interacting with your friend because it's supposed to... What? Why wouldn't his dick be working? That's weird. What?
to visit me, she needs to know that my dick is working. Less than 36 hours later, I broke up with her. So as you can see, the texts don't lie.
Okay. She says she dumped him. No, actually, that's not even true. She said it was mutual. She said the breakup was mutual, but she tried to make it sound like it was more on her side. He says he dumped her. So...
Rowan was blatantly the more sexual one in the relationship. I've produced evidence of this nearly every single week, and she didn't produce any because there isn't any. But apart from the idea that I filmed her without her consent, and apart from the idea that I was a sexually abusive partner, she actually made some other claims as well. So another claim she made...
Right, so now we're going to get into the age play stuff. I would really, really like to hear him say definitively that he doesn't wear poopy diapers. I don't think that was one of the accusations, but it's something that's come up because of the age play stuff. Because he's made jokes in the past about diapers. He's made a lot of jokes about diapers. And he'll he would come onto a stream and say, "I'm diaper maxing right now," and talk about shitting his pants. And obviously it was just jokes, but then we find out he's into age play, and people start wondering, are they really just jokes? So I think it would be very funny if we have to hear Turkey Tom say, "No, I am not in fact into wearing diapers and shitting my pants."
is that I encouraged her eating disorder.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, I forgot about that. Was that in the Kiwi Farms thread, or was that only in the interview she did with Josh Moon.
But I told him very early on, like, hey, like, I've struggled with eating issues in the past, and I'm kind of still trying to gain some weight and make sure everything's okay. And he would tell me, oh, I love how skinny you are. I like how small you are, you know, like, I love.
What is that thing? That's Joshua Connor Moon, aka Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms. I don't really know why his face is here. He is a little funny looking, I guess. But, I mean, this guy's been doxxed for so long, he just doesn't give a shit. And he'll post his face whenever he wants. He interviewed both of the girls that were accusing Turkey Tom. I have not seen the interview, so I don't know. He seems very Oblivion. He does look like an Oblivion NPC. Never thought about that.
How your body is like skinny and like just say all this stuff that was incredibly hard to hear.
This is also a pretty serious claim, and if true, would undoubtedly make me a pretty fucked up guy. But it's just not true. Here, I directly discourage...
Okay. We have to read these text messages, because that is a serious claim. I need to gain weight because my doctor said I am underweight again, and it kind of sucks. I just don't know how to go about it because I've been underweight my entire life. Probably just eating a lot of food and feeling fuller than you want to, but that's the game. Yeah, it sucks because I want to look like a Barbie, but it's not healthy to starve, Max. True, it's not. It's very bad for you. So don't. Holy shit! He's got receipts of himself saying, don't starve yourself, take care of yourself. He's directly discouraging the eating disorder. So this is just a bald-faced lie. If you eat well and exercise, you'll be toned anyway. It won't really matter that you put on some weight. You're very skinny right now, so you'll have very good progress right away if you work out. I miss that time. So here he is encouraging her to put on weight. He's telling her to work out so that she puts on a lot of muscle. But I mean, more muscle is still what you want. I don't know exactly what you want when you have an eating disorder. But if you're exercising while you're eating more than usual, you'll put on a lot of muscle. So he's telling her to put on weight. He's just telling her to put on muscle. I don't know. Maybe that's irresponsible. I'm not a nutritionist, but it seems like it's a reasonable thing for someone to say to someone who is struggling with an eating disorder is, it'll be easy for you to put on muscle because you're so skinny and you'll look better. He's telling her that she doesn't have to worry about getting fat.
Eating disorder, even giving her advice on gaining weight, and I say starving yourself is very bad for you. In this next screenshot, she says I
used to be thick, but I self-nuked. You look the same, more or less. I guess you lost some weight, but IDK, I think both are attractive. Yeah, I did. I tried to gain it back a little. I tried to gain it back a little. I was in my prime. I just don't like how my face looks when I'm fatter. Fatter is a funny way to say it. I think you should do whatever makes you happy and healthiest. Holy shit! He's not encouraging... He's not a nutritionist either, as IDK with his obligation. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying he has an obligation to get it right. I'm trying to both sides this. I don't want to be someone who just goes and takes a side and hammers in that must be the right side. So I'm trying to look for holes in what he's saying, and I'm not finding them. Because what he's saying is very reasonable. Everything he's saying so far is very reasonable.
Used to be thick, but she self-nuked. I say you look the same, more or less. I guess you lost some weight, but I think both are attractive. This next one, she says that
I need to look Max more. I'm skinny fat, I fear. During school, I literally walk like 12 miles a day, so I'm exhausted by the time I get home, though. I wouldn't say that, but working out is good for... Okay, so here he is just straight up saying she's not skinny fat, but she should work out anyway because it's good for your health. He is not encouraging her eating disorder. There's proof right here that he is actually encouraging her to work on getting healthy. Obviously, you can't just say to someone with an eating disorder, stop having an eating disorder. That doesn't work. So I think he's taking a very reasonable approach here, and I think that he's doing the opposite of encouraging her eating disorder. This is a completely insane allegation.
You feel skinny fat. I say I don't agree, and I say that working out is good. And this next one, she sends me an image that says,
Truth Nuke, it's time for my chud walk. I drank a soda today. I must be punished. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. That's a sickening image. Okay. Yeah, I mean, once again, all these allegations are wrong, and he has proof that they're wrong. Because here he is saying that this pro-Anna shit is gross.
says, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels, and I say that's a sickening image. Now, for those who don't know, this is like it's like a pro-anorexia slogan, I guess you would call it. Here in this next screen.
Yeah, so just for a little bit of context, pro-ana or pro-anorexia is like this thing. It used to be really big on Tumblr. I don't think it is anymore because, well, I know it isn't on Tumblr. Because Tumblr staff ended up having to nuke it because it was such a big issue. It's this thing where like teenage and college age women who have anorexia or like anorexia adjacent post all this motivational stuff that basically they're encouraging each other to indulge in their anorexia instead of being healthy. And most people regard it as gross and unhealthy and irresponsible. And the evidence shows that Turkey Tom also thinks that way. So it doesn't really seem like this is him encouraging an eating disorder. Damn, I need to gain weight for real. Would you still like me? Yes. Okay, so...
She asked me if I'd still like her if she gained weight, and I say yes. Here in this next one, I tell her...
I need to eat max. I'm 104 pounds. This is bad. Perhaps you should consume something hearty and tasty like ribs. He's encouraging her to eat fatty food. I always lose weight when school starts because I get stressed. Maybe drink protein shakes. They make it a bit easier. Protein shakes make it easier to consume large amounts of calories. He's telling her to gain weight. Yeah, I think I will. At the hospital, they made me drink those boost things because I kept refusing to eat the disgusting food and I gained a lot of weight. That's a good plan. Don't want to end up in a bad situation with the weight, you know? Good to eat. Okay. So she's just lying.
Explicitly, she should eat more food and drink protein shakes to gain weight, and I also tell her that gaining weight would be healthy for her, as well as saying, I just want you to be healthy. Here in this next one, I tell her that I find...
Okay, but there is an aquarium and there's a few museums. You don't care that I am skinny, right? Like IDK. I like you and find it sexy even. Think about that. Okay, I get insecure about it because I feel like a 2x4 sometimes. I find big muscle attractive. But I do think it could be healthy for you to gain 5 to 10 pounds. I'm not a doctor, but it just makes sense to me. But okay. So, let's recap. Her accusation is that he knew she had an eating disorder. And despite that, he kept telling her, I like how skinny you are. You look so skinny. I love that you're skinny. Now, if that were true, the best case would be that it is very callous and irresponsible. The worst case would be that it was a deliberate attempt to encourage an eating disorder. And what he's showing is that she is very insecure about her appearance, so he says he finds her attractive, but also he thinks she should gain weight.
her sexy how she is, but that it could be healthy for her to gain 5 to 10 pounds. So this is now 7 instances of me actively discouraging her eating disorder, despite her lying and saying that I was egging it on. Now, one of the other allegations that Rowan has levied towards me is that I'm into age play. She's not alleging...
Okay, we're addressing the age play allegations. The age play allegations are that there were 2 big ones. The first is that for multiple women that he's been with, he has commented on how hot it is that they look underage. Adult women, to be clear, but he said that he likes that they look 15. The other allegation is that his ex, Kai, who is an insane psycho bitch, and that's not a controversial statement. Everyone agrees Kai is an insane psycho bitch. His ex, Kai, is apparently into pretending to be a little kid during sex, and he indulged her in that, which would not mean necessarily that he has an age play fetish. It means that he was dating someone who had an age play fetish. And I mean, ultimately, this stuff, I don't care. I don't really care if someone's into age play as long as everyone involved is an adult. But it doesn't look good. It's really embarrassing, to say the least.
That I did it with her. She's alleging that I did it with another girl named Ellie, who I briefly talked...
Oh, right. I forgot. There's a third allegation. This e-girl that he sent dick pics to is like a Belle Delphine type who is really into making herself look 15.
2 years ago. Now, there's no proof whatsoever that I did anything close to age play, but I did text her about these allegations.
I mean, I don't really want to post it on my story. I don't feel like coming back to social media, but you have never done age play. You don't have to post yourself or whatever. It's fine. I'm sorry you're going through this whole thing. Would prefer if you could get people to, like, leave me the fuck out of it. We barely dated. I'm going to try my best to minimize you even being talked about. Okay, so here he is saying... I mean, this is just... like, it's not proof, but also there was no proof that he was doing the age play to begin with, so.
And she clearly states that I've never done age play. An ex-girlfriend
This has as much value as the original allegation did.
of mine
In fact, I'd say it has more value because he's talking directly to the girl who he's no longer with. So what reason does she have to lie?
named Kai, who I dated for 3 years, also publicly posted on Twitter saying that I never abused her and that we never did anything related to age play. So this brings the total counter up to 5 people: Rowan, Katie, Ellie, Kai, and another random girl I banged a year ago named Maddie, who for some reason came out in the midst of all of this to post pictures of herself in my house. And all of these people say that I never was into this fetish with them. The closest thing I've ever engaged in when it comes to age play is that sometimes girls do call me daddy during sex. It's a little embarrassing given that I am me. I accept that it's something people are going to see as a little bit strange. All I can really do at this point is accept that it's something that I've done. And I think that Rowan should accept it about herself too, given that she also called me daddy during sex.
Okay. Yeah.
And over text repeatedly. In the same vein as this accusation, Rowan stated, "One more thing to add I thought was odd. Never really expressed any interest in Hello Kitty or that type of e-girl stuff, but I had like one Hello Kitty figure in my car. As a gift, Tom bought me Hello Kitty."
I remember this, and I thought I thought this looked pretty bad. I think it's weird to buy Hello Kitty pajamas for a woman who has not made it clear that she's really into Hello Kitty.
Pajamas and a bunch of Hello Kitty stuff. So Rowan essentially wants you to believe that I'm pushing Hello Kitty onto her as if I have some kind of weird fascination with it. But the truth is that I am a 23-year-old man and I don't give a fuck about Hello Kitty, okay? The only reason I bought her anything Hello Kitty themed at all, which was once, by the way, was because she frequently expressed interest in it. Here she is sending me a photo with...
Okay. Yep, there it is. So that's another lie. I like Zins and I go through like 1 tin a day. Back home, I have a collection of 500 cans. I've been saving up for something awesome. I'm starting a little collection too, no way. If I had a pic, I'd show you because it's ridiculous. They're too good, that's the issue. Okay. Wait, this is her collection of Zins? So she also does Zins?
the Hello Kitty figurine next to her printer. Here she is sending me a photo with a hand-drawn and colored Hello Kitty.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so she's just lying about not being into Hello Kitty. Wow.
The image on her wall. Yeah, she made these herself. Here, in regards to her decorating hand-drawn and colored Hello Kitty image on her wall. Yeah, she...
Oh, wow! This is devastating. It's... wait.
Made these herself. Here, in regards to her...
Why does she have a Lolita poster? That's a weird thing to put above your bed. That's... I don't think you should do that. How did he find this creature? I think he slid into her DMs on Instagram. It seems like he gets his girls from Instagram. No Hello Kitty stuff, though, correct? Okay, this is not her bedroom. This is her inspiration. Okay. I don't know, man. That's weird. Don't do the Lolita poster. Don't put the Lolita poster above your bed. Don't have that in your bedroom. If you really like the movie, I haven't seen the movie. I assume it's good. If you really like the movie and you have a Lolita poster, put it in your living room. Nobody should ever have the impression that you're looking at a Lolita poster during sex.
Decorating my room, she says, "No Hello Kitty," with a frowny face, and I say, "Correct." And something interesting about these texts is that she shows that she has a poster of the movie Lolita on her wall.
Oh, this is her wall. Okay, I misunderstood. So this is him talking about how he wants to decorate his room, and she's saying, she's like joking about how he's not putting Hello Kitty stuff up. So clearly she really likes Hello Kitty stuff. I like this pause frame. This is absolutely the face you make when the woman who's accusing you of being a closet pedophile has a Lolita poster in her room. And then she sends him a picture of her room as a joke and says, "Inspo." And there's a fucking Lolita poster above her bed. Don't do that. Don't put a Lolita poster above your bed.
I wonder what the movie Lolita could possibly be about. This film is about a middle-aged professor who is sexually attracted to adolescent girls he calls nymphets. He rents a room in the house of a young widow to get closer to her 14-year-old daughter, Dolores Hayes Lowe, whom he calls Lolita. Obsessed with the girl, he eventually gains control over her after he takes her cross-country with him. Rowan even says that I should watch this movie, to which
It's really, really good. We will watch it. Okay, you should watch Lolita, but you might be put on a list. I feel like it's one of the movies that adult men aren't supposed to see, the name alone. Yeah, it's for the girls. I really like Black Swan, if you've seen that one. Is that where she looks at the mirror and it says whore? Yes, okay. So she's really into Lolita.
I reply that I feel like it's a movie adult men aren't supposed to see. In this next screenshot, Rowan asks,
if I started dressing like a weirdo Hello Kitty e-girl, oh my god! She says, I was never into the Hello Kitty e-girl stuff. And then here's a screenshot of her talking about how she's into the weirdo Hello Kitty e-girl stuff. Would you still fuck with me? No! I don't want you to do that. I kind of find it repulsive. I'd beg you to stop that. But I know you don't want to do that anyway. Okay, that's good. It's Lulu season. Yeah, that's cool. I can have a little Hello Kitty as a treat, but not in an odd way. Deal. Oh, you tell me to stop. That's good. Haha, I wasn't planning on that anyway. Ha ha ha. Yeah, this is, every single thing with, every accusation with this woman is a confession.
me, if I start dressing like a weird Hello Kitty e-girl, would you still fuck with me? And I replied, no, I don't want you to do that. I find it kind of repulsive. Here, Rowan is texting me upset.
Okay, I'm so pissed I have to take down all my Hello Kitties. The world is healing. What you do? Okay, this comment, the world is healing, makes it sound like he's not really into the Hello Kitty stuff, and he thinks it's weird. What you doing this week? Working vids to get out, big plans you see. Oh, I see. Also, they turn... Okay.
She has to
We've
take
already saw
down
that
all of
part.
the Hello Kitties from her dorm room. And this next one is probably the strangest reference to Hello Kitty out of all of them. Here, she's sending me a video that says, get you a man that takes you to the Hello Kitty hotel. And under it, she writes, imagine the rape here. And I say, I will not imagine. Now, with some of the more...
Oh my god! Every single accusation with this woman is a confession.
insane projections and lies out of the way, I'd like to get into some strange details that Rowan also decided to lie about for whatever reason she may have. One thing that a lot of people pointed out that's strange is that Rowan had taken a photo of us matching on Tinder before we met in person.
Who takes screenshots of people they match with on Tinder? Oh! I did not think about this. Yeah, she claims that she didn't know he was a YouTuber. One of her claims is that she had no idea he was a YouTuber and that he tried to hide it from her. So why would she take the screenshot of her matching with him if she didn't know him?
Yeah, I took a picture of a match because I could kind of tell there was like something weird about this
Okay, no, that's bullshit.
guy. Like, I didn't know if he was famous or whatever. And also, I did that to other people as well on Tinder.
Just like everybody you matched with to like gossip with, like girlfriends.
Yeah, like a couple of them.
Even Josh thinks this is weird.
But yeah, he seemed like kind of weird, so I took pictures of our match.
She's
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's a lie. I don't believe that at all.
also stated repeatedly that she's not a very online person multiple times throughout her testimony. But the wild thing about this is, Rowan had sent me a message on my YouTube
Oh my god! You have to do a video on this crazy guy on Twitter.
connected Instagram all the way back on February 21st of 2024, 15 months before matching me on Tinder,
Holy shit!
where she said, you have to do a video on this crazy guy on Twitter
Why would she lie about this?
who only has like 3,000 followers, but this man is a menace. I even confronted her about this when we first hung out because I found it very strange that she lied to my face when she first met me and said she didn't know who I was. I said, hey, I looked at our messages on Instagram and saw you DM me over a year ago. Rowan said, oops, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to tell you, but I watched one of your vids a while ago and thought you were cute, but I thought it would be awkward. I responded, that's okay, I was just surprised. She replied, I know I probably look crazy. I said, I mean a little bit, it's okay. I just wish you told me, that's all. She answered, I didn't want to because I thought it would be weird. I'm sorry. Kind of lied about some stuff. I was like a niche internet micro celebrity on Twitter for a little bit too. I'm chronically online and didn't want to admit it, lol.
Okay. She said she's not very online, and now she says she's chronically online and used to be a niche internet micro celebrity. Okay.
gotten better about it. Once
I hate this woman.
again, this is just another detail that it doesn't even make sense to publicly lie about, but it's just one of those things that makes me question her intentions throughout.
Right. It doesn't make any sense to lie about this. So the fact that she lied about it means that she is just a liar. She just is prone to lying. Someone who tells lies, verifiable lies that are easily checked and that don't benefit them, that's someone who lies for the sake of lying. That's a pathological liar. Nothing she says can ever be taken seriously. She cannot be trusted on any topic.
The entire relationship looking back. Publicly, she's also misrepresented the end of our relationship. In the interview, it stated that our breakup took place in December and that after that she realized how bad it was and she felt the need to contact Katie, who we're gonna get into later.
Okay, we're starting to run out of time. There's only about 10 minutes left in this video, and I really want him to address Katie because Katie didn't have as many accusations against him, but she kind of backed up a lot of the stuff Rowan was saying.
This is blatantly untrue. We broke up on January 10th of this year, 2026, and she began posting about me on January 14th.
Wait.
Contact Katie, who we're going to December, and that after that she
Broke up in
realized how
December.
bad it was, and she felt the need to contact
Okay.
Katie, who we're going to get into later. This is blatantly untrue. We broke up on January 10th of this year,
Are you okay? I'm alright, I'm just getting work done. Okay, I told you a couple things. Okay. Oh, I see. So this screenshot shows they were still together.
2026.
On
And she
January
began
10th.
posting about me on
So, I guess... I assume they didn't break up in text.
January 14th.
I
Literally.
need to BRB for 5 before watching from bed. Any chance of a brief pause? Yeah, that's fine. I may as well take a break as well. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, no problem. I had to take a break as well anyway. So we'll get back to it.
Days later. She says the breakup was kind of mutual, an idea that is
Yeah, no problem.
just bitterly ironic because that's not the case. Immediately,
Yeah, I was already starting to think by this point that the breakup was not mutual and that it was primarily or exclusively Tom. Because she lies about everything else.
after I told Rowan that I wanted to break up with her, she began
I think if it was mutual, she would say that she broke up with him and that he begged for her back. She seems like someone who would lie like that. So because he broke up with her, she says it's mutual. That's the impression I'm getting. Let's see if he has text messages to prove it.
threatening to post about me online and even began
Whoa! If he has proof of that, that is nuclear. I mean, that's not the only nuclear thing he's posted, but
after I told Rowan that I wanted to break up with her, she began threatening to post about me online and even began attempting to blackmail me into having sex with her again. I don't know what you want me to say
okay. Wait, is this a recording of a call?
to you. I just want to move on from our relationship and have you go be in your corner. You can meet other guys and it'll be fine. I'll go meet other girls. We'll just break. We'll break up.
No, you won't, because I'm gonna make it hard for you to ever be in a relationship.
Holy shit! That's it. It's over. Well, I mean, it was over before this, but holy shit!
Why?
Because you don't deserve one.
Why?
Because you're a piece of shit.
Why?
Because our whole relationship, you act like everything is all about you the whole time.
Okay.
You don't give a fuck. You're just an awful guy, and I'm so sorry that your mom raised you. She seemed like a nice lady, but clearly she did something very wrong.
Okay, Rowan, I just want to move on and have my life, and you'll move on and have your life. And we can be in our own corners. We don't have to do damage to each other. We don't have to cause each other any more anguish, okay?
I just want to see you again, though. Like, do you think
You're such an awful guy. That's why I want to see you again. Okay, Rowan.
we'll ever be able to see each other?
After the way these conversations have gone today, I really don't think so.
Why?
Because you're, like, threatening to blackmail me.
I'm not.
She literally just did. She said she's gonna make it impossible for him to ever find another girl. And she specifically said almost right away when she came out with those allegations on Kiwi Farms, she said that her primary goal was to warn women about him. And this is proof that her goal all along was to make him undateable, was to ruin his reputation. He could absolutely sue this woman into the ground and take whatever she has. I don't think she has enough money that it would be worth doing, but he could totally do that and it would be completely justified.
Well, if you don't come see me, then I will.
I stated blatantly that I did not want to have sex with her. I didn't want to be with her anymore. I just wanted out of the relationship.
Okay. What?
Threatening to blackmail me.
I'm not. Well, if you don't come see me, then I will.
Okay, so she just admits that she's going to blackmail him. He says, you're threatening to blackmail me. She says, no, I'm not, but I will if you don't come have sex with me right now. Okay, Rowan, you're over. You're done for.
I stated blatantly that I did not want to have sex with her. I didn't want to be with her anymore. I just wanted out of the relationship. This is something she was completely unwilling to accept, and that's why after I stopped talking to her, she proceeded to call me over 30
Holy shit.
times and texted me 80 times with
Okay. I'm not reading
no
these.
response. She is publicly claiming to be a victim of sexual abuse while begging me to fuck her again.
Like, you've done all this, like, weird shit. Like, I don't like it. Like, you're so weird. You treat me badly, especially during sex. And, like, over the phone, I just listed everything that he had done wrong. And he was like, well, you can leave me if you want. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to leave you. That's basically what happened.
But there was
That's clearly not what happened. Holy shit.
no like specific, like, did you guys talk at all between breaking up and then?
Tom and I?
Yeah.
Um, I don't believe so because I blocked him.
Even this detail
What?
is also so insane. While it is true that once she started to lose her mind, I did stop talking to her, she continued speaking at me, alternating between begging me to forgive her for breaking up with her, saying she wanted to have sex with me again, and sending me psychotic text messages to forgive
What?
her for breaking up with her, saying she wanted to have
I'll see you in 3 to 5 months when you want to smash again. She's begging for sex from this guy who she says raped her.
sex with me again, and sending me psychotic text messages
You recorded other girls too. During sex, you recorded other girls during. Like the same thing where you don't ask, you just pull your phone out and record it. That's illegal, Tom. I hope you delete them because you really have some sick power thing. Hitting and choking women, even leaving bruises. It's good to know I'm not the only one who feels extremely uncomfortable. Okay. Uh-huh.
is filled with lies that she came up with once I dumped her. Now, with Rowan dealt with, the next person I'd like to address is Clorox Katie.
Okay, I was worried that he would not get to her considering how little time is left in the video. Her allegations were not anywhere near as serious as what Rowan said. She was kind of just backing up Rowan on everything. So I don't remember if there was anything in particular. I do know Rowan claimed she didn't have BPD, and Katie said outright, yes, I do have BPD.
Katie's a girl I had a brief sexual relationship with 2 years ago, and she began posting about me on the
Hi, finally made an account. Yes, Tom is extremely harsh during sex. I have been down the kink roads in my life, and how he acts is actually just evil and almost sadistic.
same day as Rowan. Now, back when we were hanging out, she flew all the way from California to Maine to hang out with me twice. In the interview, she describes her time with me as the worst experience of her life.
And then you fly back.
Okay.
And how did that go? How long did you stay?
Horrible. That was the worst experience of my life, I think.
And she also took to the forum to make some posts about me. Yes, Tom is extremely harsh during sex. I've been down the kink roads in my life, and how he acts is actually just evil and almost sadistic. Not even kinked up, just actually a Patrick Bateman type gooner. When asked how things between us ended, here is what she had to say. I just truly thought he was a cringe who definitely was going to beat me later if I stayed around. We only had a 2-month fling, but even my insane ass was scared of how he acted, and he was also just stupid. I hated conversation with him. He was just extremely weird to me and also evil as fuck during sex. Naturally, people asked her why she hadn't reported me to the police, and her response was, I thought about the police and looked into it, but again, it being across my own state lines and in Maine, it would have had to been filed there, and I lived on the opposite side of the country, so it just didn't seem feasible. These claims are once again so absurd to me that the best way to dispel them is to just look through our messages together.
Okay, I was about to say, I hope he's just going to show the text messages.
In these two DMs, you see that Katie comes to visit me for the first time on January 20th and leaves on January 23rd. She comes to visit me, she says she's excited, she then goes home, and after leaving my house the first time, she immediately texted me saying, I had so much fun, Tom, you can kidnap me whenever.
Okay. So after she leaves, he said it was after she
Immediately
left?
texted me saying she's excited, she then goes home, and after leaving my house the first time, she immediately texted me saying, I had so much fun.
Okay. So she's not anywhere near him. She's going back to the other side of the country where he can't do anything. And she's sending him text messages saying she's super into it. So just like with Rowan, this is just proof that she lied.
Tom, you can kidnap me whenever. I feel so alone in my bed. She then says that she has to come back. Now, days after coming the first time, she sends me nudes. Once again, this is kind of a weird thing to send to somebody that you're claiming is recording sex with you without your consent. Why would you send this person nudes? She then sends me nudes a second time, says she needs it.
These ones fit way better and make my butt look good. True they do. Damn, I need to be fucking you again soon. Good look. Need it. So starved, so deprived, need my Tom. Okay, so just like with Rowan, this is just her begging for sex.
Says, so starved, so deprived, and she says that she misses me so much. I say, let's hang out in March. She says I'm down, but waiting until March will be so hard. On February 1st, Katie says that she misses me. On February 2nd, she slides up on my story and says she is counting down the days until she can see me again. She then says that she needs to see me ASAP, and she misses all the things about me. On February 4th, she says she wishes that she woke up cuddling me. On February 8th, she says she wants to have...
Okay, so they met once, and then for weeks afterwards, she was sending him messages about how much she wanted to meet him again.
Sex with me again. Once again, this is after the first time we hung out. February 18th, she says she's going to swallow me, and she then sends me naked photos of herself willingly. Keep in mind, once again, she's accusing me of recording sex with her without her consent, and then she keeps sending me naked photos of herself. She even sent me a video, by the way. She says, I need you right meow. I need you ASAP. February 22nd and February 24th, we have I miss you and are you home yet? February 28th, she slides up on my story and says, I'm gonna suck you so good. She then says, I need to see you now more than ever. Lots of hugs and hot sex. On March 2nd, she says, I like you lots. And I reciprocate. She says she can't wait to see me again. She then says that she's excited to see me that coming Saturday. In the next screenshot, I say, your pussy's gonna be so sore. And Katie responds with, good thing we had to wait a while, because then I can take a beating. She then says, I'm ready for you to throw me around. Now, when we were discussing how many days
Okay, this is just... It's just another case of everything she says is a lie.
you would want to stay, she says, as long as you want, and that we'll have so much sex and party so hard. And she then once again expresses how excited she is. On March 7th, she sends me a barrage of unsolicited sexual photos, including her with BDSM leather on her butt. On March 8th, she says all she can think about is me, and she can't wait for my dick to be down her throat. And on March 10th at 7 in the morning, which is 4 a.m. her time, she says that she is so excited to see me that she cannot sleep. Now, with the Instagram messages out of the way, we can move on to the text messages. So on March 10th, this is the second visit.
That was just Instagram. That was not even the texts. Okay.
Right. Prior to getting there, she says that she is starving for me. Now, March 15th, this is when she leaves. She says, I still have her toothbrush, but that I have to let her come back. Now, keep in mind, Katie, in her own words, said that this second time visiting me was the worst experience of her entire life.
How long did you say?
Horrible. That was the worst experience of my life, I think.
She basically describes being physically
Horrible.
said that
Hold
this
on.
second time visiting brush,
Wow, it looks like I just have to come back. Okay,
but
yeah.
that I have
this
to let
is-
her come back. Basically
All she
describes
wants is to
being
go back
physically
and get fucked
abused in
again.
the interview. She even says that while we were having sex, she would ask me to stop doing something, and I wouldn't. But that did not happen. You may also recall her stating that she ended things with me because I was such an insufferable person to be around. She claims that after the second trip, she began to realize she was a victim.
Yeah, and that's kind of like when things really started piecing.
Yeah, I saw this in the Kiwi Farms thread where she's like, well, I was recording this call with him secretly because I thought I was a victim, and that's why I was agreeing with him when he said night rape is hot.
Together to me that I was like, wait, I think I am a victim right now. Like something's not right here.
In her words,
Yeah, so this is a case of a woman having sex with a guy and then later regretting it and deciding that that makes her retroactively a rape victim.
this is why she stopped talking to me. She says that she was scared of me. She says she was scared that I would beat her. Well, on March 20th, which is after the second visit, she texts me saying, Tom, I really like spending time with you, but I'm kind of worried about if you actually like me or just using me. Lol. I'm just BPDing, and so I'm tweaking and need reassurance. Are you just having fun with me, or do we have something? To which I respond, well, I like you, and I think you're cool, and perhaps we even have something. However, I would make a bad boyfriend, so I don't really want to date anyone officially, I guess. Yeah. I was abundantly clear with my intentions with her. I did not want anything serious at that time. But apparently, this is the period she began to realize the true extent of my abuse, which is probably why after we had already hung out the second time, Katie tries to arrange a third meeting with me, saying she wishes that she was in Ohio, where I was at the time, and I did not reciprocate. After this proposition, she was in Ohio, where I was at the time, and I did not reciprocate. After this proposition, she slid up on my Instagram story 12 times over the next 10 months, and I did not slide up on her story once, not a single time. So ask yourself, do these texts sound like a girl texting a guy that she finds evil and sadistic, a guy that she was even debating going to the police about? Because to me, it seems crystal clear that she enjoyed our time together and even wanted to hang out a third time. You gotta keep in mind here, she flew across the entire North American continent twice, from California to Maine to see me. After the second time, she wanted me to be her boyfriend. I didn't want to, and she then repeatedly made efforts to contact me and
So this is just two jilted lovers.
hang out with me again. Now, to close off the video, I think I'd like to share some interesting texts that Rowan sent me about her dear friend Katie, as they're both accusing me of, I mean, whatever it is they're even trying to say at this point. After she saw that I was following Katie on Instagram, she messaged me on December 8th saying, did you know Clorox Katie tried to fuck Jet Neptune? Those girls too make themselves easy targets with the hair and piercings because they have sexual trauma. She then says, they complain about sexual assault a lot because they will fuck anything that breathes. 1 month and 2 days later, I broke up with Rowan, and in the middle of her unhinged tirade about me, she told me that she would be messaging as many girls I had been with as possible to try and find whatever dirt she could so that she could run to the internet about it. Now, I've seen a lot.
Okay, wait.
Rowan. And in the middle of her unhinged tirade about me, she told me that she would be messaging as many girls I had been with as possible
I would like to see a screenshot of that.
to try and find whatever dirt she could so that she could run to the internet about it. Now, I've seen a lot of people say things to the effect of, Tom's a hypocrite. He gooned.
Yep, that's true. Big part of his brand is stop gooning, never goon. Now he's getting caught as a gooner. That's devastating. That's career ending.
And you're right, I did goon, okay? I did not stop gooning. So maybe in the end, the hats are more relevant than ever. Anyway, that's about it. I've said everything I need to. Goodbye.
All right. We're not going to watch that video. I do want to go to Kiwi Farms, and I just want to get an idea of how they reacted to this. And then we're going to wind the stream down. Because they hate this guy. He says the name of a person who wanted to be a non-giant. Is that really a giant red flag? I mean, he's already been doxxed on this thread. His full legal name is in the URL. It's just going to be another case of the accuser is right and the victim was at fault here for pressuring the accuser. She literally said, I like when it hurts and bleeds. WTF. If this is true, then why would this dumbass want to date a girl who was manipulative in the first place? That is a good question. So, Rowan, you wanted him to film you having sex? I don't believe him. He has proof. Watching right now, I'm on a plane. I'm going to kill this lying word I can't say on YouTube. Those texts of Sacramento asking Tom to film her during sex are pretty damning. I'm such a sick freak. I like when it hurt and bleed after. From what I hear from the video, I think Josh was 100% right that Tom and friends were brainstorming this response with lawyers and PR speak. What? Not respecting that this person did not want their legal name on the internet. What are you doing on this website? What? How is this? How are you saying this on Kiwi Farms? It shows he's being vindictive. No, it would be vindictive if he gave her full legal name. All he did was say her first name. DMing minors. I don't remember this. I don't remember this allegation. I asked you to film one time. I think you're lying. I'm such a sick freak. Do you mind getting your sword bloody? I don't think that this is the website to be moralizing that sort of thing on. Holy shit, dude. Already bad faith with Tom suggesting the allegations say the videos were filmed secretly. Okay, no, I get it. She never said the videos were filmed secretly, so I think it's a little odd that he took the time to clarify that they weren't secret, but, you know. You guys somehow made Turkey Moonface Tom look like some insane Giga Chad. None of this really contradicts her saying she gave in. Oh my god. All of this could have been prevented if you didn't fucking Saint E-Girls. Why didn't he post these chat logs right away? Because he was preparing his response. Okay. She's a star fucker. Now Tom seems like a loser scumbag, but Rowan... No, she's way worse. I wasn't bleeding because of my period. It sounds like you have month-long periods. You said that. I told you I liked it because I gave in to you hitting me in the fucking face. Why did you say you liked it? Over and over the course of months. And that fucking... The call at the end where she admits to blackmailing him. It's so over. Ma'am, can we skip to the I only pretended to consent to everything because I was so intimidated and save us the slippery slope? Believe all women, bros. I don't feel so good. Okay, so the initial response was that they just assumed that he was lying, and then they kept going and they realized how bad it looks for her. Was never okay. Yeah, Null needs to have them both on stream and bring back internet blood sports. A lot of those texts are cropped and taken out of context. Okay, post the context then. This is not what he said. This is not what he said. He said the reason why she brought up the period blood is because she clearly did not think that he was okay with blood during sex. If she was bleeding every time they have sex, then why would she have brought that up? She would have just known. If you getting accused of rape, I think it would be prudent to collect everything and make a detailed response. Very true. Post full ones. Yes, thank you. Post every single text message you have if you think that he's lying. If you have the evidence to counter what he's saying, you should probably post it instead of seething. Show full context, no cuts, or shut up. There's a very easy way for you to prove that assertion. Everyone's going hard on this bitch. One more reason never to date or trust BPD whores. Hey, not to be the fun police, but maybe you should LOL, calm down, collect yourself, then make a proper response if everything he's saying is lies or out of context. I guess you gotta post the videos. Probably, yeah, I mean, at this point, the only way for her to prove that these videos were made without consent is to give consent for him to show the videos to a trusted third party to verify how she appears to be responding in the videos. No offense, but that is a classic lolcow response. Oh dear, is it Hover? Are you to talk about how you're obsessed with his big white cock and why you want his sword to get bloody? It's to be expected, but holy fuck, the comments section paints him as didn't do nothing. What? Not to vindicate the girls either. I mean, he didn't do anything! That's what it comes down to! Not directly responding to anything in the thread, instead chooses to spurg out and make herself look worse. Turkey Tom 1? Hearing this from Kiwi Farms is a big deal because they hate this guy. Tom doesn't what is this guy's problem? This guy is just, like, he's desperately trying to convince himself that these bitches are telling the truth, even when he sees the proof that they're lying. No matter what side of the gender spurg you're on, you always lose while a mega chad drama. Enjoy your stay eating good no matter what. That's very true. When the allegations came out, it was very entertaining. And now he's proven that the allegations are false, and that's also very entertaining. See, here she is. She says, I asked you to film one time, the rest of the time you just whipped the camera out. She never said that she asked him to film. She made it sound like that came out of nowhere and that it was entirely his idea. And now she's saying, well, yeah, I asked you to film one time, but not all those other times, but the fact that you didn't mention this before calls into doubt everything else you said. It makes you seem like a BPD liar bitch. And, I mean, that's exactly what she is. I don't know why I'm trying to be rational with this woman when we have the voice call of her saying, I'm going to blackmail you if you don't have sex with me again. We are all waiting patiently for the 10 instances of, well, I only consented to this thing because I just had to at the time, and I didn't show the part of my text where I said I liked it because I didn't really mean it. Please take your time. Do not use the thread as a live tweet repository. Just make one big reply. Maybe Null can give you a second terrible interview even. Who to believe, women or a small manlet with a pedo goatee who steals from the farms? I don't care at this point anymore. As is so often the case with people like this, everyone involved should be shot in the head. Okay, you're right. I haven't even watched the video! Oh no! We have a response coming to debunk most of whatever he's saying. How are you going to debunk that voice call? You dumb bitch! And look at this, they're turning on her. My side, yeah, I recorded us during sex, refused to share the vids, and pounded her until she bled, but here's why it's okay. What? Huh? 3116 is damning evidence against Sacramento, showing that she knew for a while who Tom was, which went against one of her claims of not knowing who he was at first. Check for artifacts on Sac and Tom screenshots to see if they are faked. Oh, on Sacramento and Tom screenshots. Yeah, I don't really care. The Tradcath Latina who puts out right quick might have fibbed a bit. Zoomers, I'll be praying for you all. Why does he look shifty-eyed, can't look at the camera? Why so long to respond? Because he had to make sure he did it right. Why not sue? Because if you just sue someone for defamation without first proving that they were lying, then the court of public opinion will assume that they were telling the truth and that you're trying to silence the accuser. Why dox? He didn't dox her, he said her first name. We are going to make a statement once we have both watched the video and collected our thoughts. I would love... The Lolita poster! I had the same reaction! How are you gonna put fucking Lolita above your bed? It's just a humiliation ritual and thinking consent once equals forever consent. No, it isn't! What are you talking about? There's endless evidence of her consenting over and over and over. What? What? Did she respect his desire not to be falsely accused of rape? I think if someone falsely accuses you of rape, you're allowed to dox them. I don't think that should be controversial. The train is off the rails and the diesel engine has experienced a runaway failure. Turkey Tom is now at controls and he can't stop it. The train is heading for the special needs farm. Even Turkey Tom is in a Turkey Tom video. Keep coping, you whore. You have daddy issues and you prefer to date YouTubers to have your pussy turn up and coming to us for sympathy instead of hiring a therapist. 9 out of 10 recommend a large dose of Zoloft. Classic BPD and Latina GFL. That's not my room. That's my friend Sophia's room. That doesn't make it better. Why are you... I'll believe the women because I cannot trust a man with that supercuts ass bowl cut. You know, that's a good reason to trust them. You would be stunned at the number... Why is this guy so obsessed with defending this? Is that in the beginning, Sacramento tried to paint herself as an ooh. I don't internet all that often, but it's very clear now that it was just an act. Absolutely. Like, what's wrong with the ones that are like, yo, it's very shifty, he looks sideways once or coughs? I know. I mean, this is a serious allegation that he's dealing with. This is an allegation of very serious criminal behavior, and it's the kind of criminal behavior that if you go to prison and serve your debt to society, people don't give a shit. If you're a convicted rapist, you're a convicted rapist forever. Even if you aren't on the sex offender registry, which you probably will be, people will never trust you again. So she's accusing him of probably the most severe crime you can be accused of in current year. And then they're mad that he said her first name. It's been a while, but that's what ProJared did. I do not know the ProJared details. I didn't really care about YouTube drama when that came out. I'm interested to see the girls' responses, but it seems to me like Tom's defense is actually the whole relationship was toxic. No, I don't think that's the case. That's what happened with Leaping Lemur, and it came out making them both look crazy. With Tom, the defense is every single thing was consensual. She was way more into it than I was, and he had receipts for it. Seems like he was quiet while he waited to see how many e-girls of his past were going to come forward. I don't think that's the case at all. I think he was quiet because he had to make this video. This was a high-effort video. Next one on really can give you months-long and sometimes even longer periods. I've had the implant twice and it's terrible. Okay, so her vagina was just bleeding a lot. Unless there's more later, his only response to the Ellie allegations was to show text of her saying they didn't do age play. Yeah, I agree. That doesn't mean anything. He doesn't address the fact he lied about meeting her either. I forgot he lied about that. That is an issue. Nor does he really talk about the fact he sent his nudes to her, that he was involved sexually with. I don't think that's actually a big deal. Like, sorry, I don't really care. He sent dick pics to an e-girl who was of age. Who cares? In every religion, there are those who would drape themselves in the mantle of belief and faith only to distort its most sacred teachings. I'm such a sick freak, I like when it hurt and bleed after. Yeah, I mean... Where are the timestamps like Tom had in another iMessage? Yeah, a lot of these don't have timestamps. I don't know what's up with that. Your dick isn't that big. If you have to say that in this situation, you already lost. I hope you don't actually mean that. If you actually do, yeah, you're gonna get feted. The next Maddie will... absolutely pure Kino now. Why did you take a photo of your roommate's bedroom? Yeah, that is weird. It's assumed all the trad cath girls are repressed freaks. None of this is really shocking. This guy's coming around and starting to admit, oh yeah, maybe this bitch is nuts. Man, watching this just makes me echo BPD bitches everywhere. Like, even when I've had girls who text me things to indulge certain things I enjoy, nothing this fucking extreme. It's not been to the level Sacramento continues to call sex rape. Or all these memes about being raped and shit. If I was being generous, I'd say it was performative because she thinks men/Tom likes this. If I'm not, she has serious issues and needs help. I don't film sexual encounters. I don't think he said that. He said that he filmed them. He just said that she liked that. If you do have the context and feel that it is relevant, dump the entirety of your chat logs with Tom. Both of you already don't feel shame about the way you communicated. The BWC addiction is real. My white dick, the video. The type of lie a 9-year-old would tell. That's my friend Sophia's room. Tom pulling out a Quentin to shift blame to the accuser and winning by virtue... What? To shift blame to the accuser and winning by virtue of having... No, he's winning because he proved that she was a liar. I think some of these people... If you have a Poplaxian sad little clitty, you may as well end it all. I think some of these people literally haven't watched the video yet, because this is like right after the video dropped, and they're just assuming that it must have been a bad response. This was a really good response. He didn't marry me. Many such cases. Ellie sweeping for Tom says they didn't do age play. I want to get to the part where they find the recording, the voice recording of her admitting she was going to blackmail him. Asking to film one time and making jokes about using meta goggles does not equal consent to film every single time. No, but there isn't a single text message of you saying that you weren't comfortable with it. You're lying. Why would you say her name and then be upset that Tom said yours after she calls her friend by her name, Sophia? It's funny to me how Tom acts like he talks about Kiwi Farms and Null as if he didn't do a 3-hour interview with him, create an account, and stole multiple threads from the site to profit from. Gossip site Kiwi Farms owner. What? I don't know. I didn't get that impression, but I don't really care. So, not surprised she lied about not knowing who he was. Who would have sex with Tom's sub 5 ass otherwise? Don't like him regardless because he's still a D-Gen E-celeb porn addict seeking out women who are as depraved as he is. He calls this a gossip site like that despite... What? It is a gossip site! Now they don't want to be a gossip site. They got called a doxing site for years, and so they started calling themselves a gossip site. Now they're being called a gossip site and they don't like it. It's a gossip site. Kiwi Farms is a gossip site. Tom never records his sexual encounters. He didn't say that. I don't think these people watch the video. Hold on. The guy is a creep, but here are images of her literally begging for it. is a pretty solid defense where I am from. Pretending to be an small bean, naive little girl is some bullshit. Tom is not some master of manipulation. He's a dysgenic, barely literate retard sliding into random thoughts DMs for some easy pussy and is now reaping what he sowed. Josh warned you, bro. He mentioned that you actually broke up on January 10th of this year with him, and he played a recording of a call of the two of you had that led to the breakup. Is this true? Because you claimed you broke up earlier than that. I also find it interesting that people here he doesn't do the bare minimum of sourcing properly until Noel called him out on it. What? Who cares? They're looking for excuses. They're looking for excuses because they hate him, and I don't really care if they hate him. It's just, you know, look at the facts, and the facts are he's clearly innocent. Tom had recordings of her in the blackmail folder. I don't think he confirmed this. The only thing we know for sure is in the blackmail folder is stuff related to Kai, and we don't know exactly what it is. It sounds like someone impersonating Rowan. What? Criticizing someone making an allegation is not the same as supporting the person they're alleging against. Just as an FYI, what did he say? Zolof. Whoa, buddy. By God, King, it's Turkey Tom out of nowhere with the response video. He's stopping a mud hole in these hoes with his cock king. 19 minutes in, and all the references to his alleged big white cock are by the last in messages. Yeah, like, why are people... They think he's bragging about his big dick too much, but she's literally talking about it constantly. I always love when the "you're ugly and a loser" talk comes out in breakup spats. Damn, you sure own that hideously gross and unattractive guy or girl by having sex with them repeatedly despite hating their terrible hygiene, bad taste in everything, and tiny dick or deflated pancake tits or whatever. Yeah, this is like the, I didn't think about it, but this, like, saying, where's the post? Saying, your dick is tiny, you're a freak, you're ugly, I hate you. With this guy that you dated and begged for sex for 10 months is very much in line with the incel playbook of, you tell a girl she's the most beautiful woman in the world, and then she rejects you, and you say, you're ugly anyway, I'm too good for you, I wouldn't even rape you. Shit. Like, even the Hello Kitty accusation is debunked. Seriously. The call being clipped out of context. Yeah, okay, that's possible. The call of Rowan saying Tom is a terrible person only to after say she wants to see him again is very BPD, ups and downs, lunacy. Yeah, and she said she doesn't have BPD. I'm starting to think maybe it's just not diagnosed. So I guess this was all just part of giving in to him. Tradcast, by the way. Pictures loading. I'm a freak. I want to be kidnapped. Oh, these pictures take too long to load. I want to be tied up and taken to the woods and pounded. Blah, blah, blah. We already saw this in the video. I'm working at the moment as a turkey cook. To be fair with Tom, as someone who's been shitting on him during this, he did provide some text that seemed pretty damning, or at the very least some things aren't black and white, as some of the girls have led on. No, I think this is absolutely 100% damning, and I think he led out the gates with some really strong swings, and it is totally fucking over for these crazy BPD whores. This is dependent on, however, the dates of the text and if the girls respond to these new revelations. I mean, if they have a response to this, I would love to see it. But short of releasing the full text message history, I don't know what they could possibly do that could beat this. His regularly scheduled lolcow videos, there'll continue to be slideshows of images from threads here. Yeah, they don't like him because he steals a lot of content from the farms, and he does do that. I mean, that's not entirely false. That's kind of what happens when you're making content about these people. All of it comes from Kiwi Farms because they're so good at documenting shit. But yeah, it's I do agree that it's not fair to take stuff from Kiwi Farms and not mention them, which is why the couple of videos I made where I used Kiwi Farms as an extensive source, I did mention them in the description. And nothing I saw from his response, if I was to take it as the whole ass truth, seems to make him look any better. I mean, if you just think that he's like a degenerate porn stick gooner, then yeah, he probably is. But what it comes down to is that these women are accusing him of rape and he has proof that he didn't rape them, and that they're lying bitches who are trying to ruin his life because they're jilted lovers. So that's what it comes down to. I had a girl pretend to like Kerbal Space Program and League of Legends while we dated. Tom convinced 2 women to get beaten more probable than 2 women who like being beaten, randomly finding a man who can do it, maintain it for an hour, and then not finish. Do we even know if he didn't finish? Because now we have reason to believe that that's a lie, because these women are unreliable about everything else they said. Every time I hear the name Rowan, I just picture Rowan Atkinson. Do you still have full text that are uncropped? So I bet she's going to say, no, I deleted them. Tom's video is just she's a whore, she's BPD. Yeah, but he has proof that she's a whore with BPD. So that's what it comes down to. Oh, did he previously call out someone for doxing someone who wanted to remain anonymous? I don't actually know exactly what this is referencing. I just don't think it's at all unreasonable to say the first name of someone who is accusing you of rape. Was there a sign outside this forum that said BPD whore storage? Sacramento, you are deranged, and I am not inclined to believe anything you say after listening to this. Get off Kiwi Farms and go to therapy. Maybe provide us the context to the messages that are supposedly out of context before you go, unless you're lying about that too, which I think you are.
I don't know what you want me to say to you. I just want to move on from our relationship.
This is the call. It's over.
Have you go be in your corner. You can meet
It's
other
so
guys.
over.
It'll be fine. I'll go meet other girls. We'll just break. We'll break up.
No, you won't, because I'm gonna make it hard for you to ever be in a relationship.
We already heard this. My initial impression after watching the video, I do wish they'd been more upfront about what exactly they had texted him. Though I understand why they didn't. It'd be quite embarrassing. Yeah, that's fair. But they were, airing out his dirty laundry, so it's completely fair that he aired out theirs. It's certainly carefully crafted to make them look bad, which was also the case with the screenshots they posted of him. The issue is their story doesn't gel with the stuff that they said. It doesn't. The pieces don't fit. Sacramento did know who Tom was. She mentions also having been a niche internet micro celebrity. Yeah, bullshit. Katie did try to meet him a 3rd time. BPD attachment issues can explain this. What? Sacramento had said something about recording 1 time. It can pretty reasonably be interpreted as a joke, and she said she knew he was filming. Sacramento attempted to text and call him numerous times after they broke up. Again, attachment issues or just general anger. Okay. But she said that it was a mutual breakup. So she lied. High school relationship, I don't care. Dating, scout, I don't know this allegation. I didn't read into this. Having actually met Ellie, no statement on whether or not he was aware of her age play fetish. I mean, I don't really care about this. Cheating on Sacramento, that's bad. Did he do that? That's pretty bad. Like, that's actually really bad. Being rough in general without asking first. I mean, it sounds like she was fully consenting. Inability to ejaculate. Okay, so he didn't address this at all. And if I'm going to be charitable, I'm going to say the reason he didn't address it is because it's not something that was in the text messages. And so he couldn't prove that it was false. And so he decided not to mention it. Because as far as I know, as far as I can remember, everything he mentioned was something that he could just disprove. Inability to get an erection after being informed your partner has knowledge of your Kiwi Farms thread. Okay. Brandon Buckingham's alleged whippet use. Okay, so Brandon Buckingham and Turkey Tom were roommates, or are roommates, or I don't know. I don't think that's relevant to this. That might be something he may or may not need to address in the future, but it's not relevant to this. People say embarrassing shit to each other. It often okay, but the problem is every single thing, the most concerning allegation was his interaction with Ellie. Are you kidding me? The most concerning allegation was rape. Sacramento accused him of raping her. Him having consensual sex with a woman who likes to dress up like a toddler, but is a grown adult woman, is not worse than rape. She's literally holding my phone right next to her face as she's sucking my dick. The amount she talks about sex, and he seems disinterested. So far as sending memes when she talks about him raping her, or even annoyed at the phrasing, does seem to imply she was more sexually forward than he was. This is exactly what I've been saying. It doesn't discount that he was rough in bed, just that she encouraged it. No, there's no doubt at all that he was rough in bed, but it's very, very clear that she was an enthusiastic participant. I pointed out the screenshotted the match on Tinder, and when asked, she just kind of hemmed and hawed about it without actually answering the question. I just remembered this woman used the term normie pilled when she was saying she's not online much. Okay, I didn't see that. Can we talk about her sending him the double amputee lolly in a sexual context? Can we put all Zoomers in jail forever? I always knew the Tinder screenshot was fishy. You can only get that screen immediately after matching with someone, so she had to have known who Tom was. She would have taken a picture of the actual profile with his name and info if it was for documentation. That's true. She was clearly some sort of fan who freaked out and screenshotted when they initially matched. Especially women mentally ill enough to think Turkey Tom is cute and tell him his dick is big enough that his statement hinges on it. Wait. I had a suspicion from the very beginning of this drama that it was a big smear campaign on Tom, and lying about not knowing him is pretty clear evidence of acting in bad faith. Constantly calling of sexual encounters rape time in messages is also blatant fishing for evidence when it came time to slander him. I'm not sure I believe that, because I think that calling them rape time still, like, just from the context of how she was talking about the stuff, it's clear that it wasn't actually rape, that it was very consensual the entire time. And I think that she just gets off on rape. I think she has a rape fetish. He never addressed the night rape thing. Okay, so it seems like eventually Kiwi Farms realized that Turkey Tom won. Turkey Tom won. That's what it comes down to. I'm gonna wind the stream down here. I think we've gone far enough. I don't really want to read 170 pages of Kiwi Farms arguing about how crazy this woman is while she tries to defend herself. So, if more stuff comes out, I will want to cover that in the future. I kind of hope these women do another interview. I didn't watch the first interview. I will definitely watch it if they do another interview with Null. I know Null doesn't like Turkey Tom, but I hope that he is fair in assessing this information and deciding himself whether or not he believes that these women are reliable narrators. This is the end of the stream. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for showing up.